In the world of sports, every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Counsel, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
With our experienced legal team by your side, you can rest easy.
Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Counsel and maximize your opportunities.
What? Come on, right?
Oh, come on! Oh, what a bad call!
No.
You have no business being out there. Terrible!
You know, I'm a person too.
All new at 6, a broadcaster in Brevard County is recovering tonight after a bad fall while on the job. Caleb Brown was calling a youth football game over the weekend when he fell 20 feet from a platform he was standing on.
He's still in the hospital, and that community is rallying behind him. Fox 35's Esther Bauer has more on his road to recovery.
I'm standing in the Brevard Sports Network studio where Caleb Brown spent a lot of his time, but this bond is bigger than that. He also lived here with the founder, who's now helping him recover after a tragedy.
It's going to be a foot race, and he's winning by at least 5 yards. Touchdown, astronaut.
The community knows Caleb Brown by his voice. He's a beloved sports broadcaster for youth and prep sports at the Brevard Sports Network. Today, he's in a hospital bed after a bad fall on Saturday in Volusia County.
The scaffolding that he was operating on blew over in the wind, and he hit the ground. A big man like Caleb hits the ground from 20 feet. It's a hard fall. Alan Slaughterzinski runs the Facebook and YouTube-based sports network. Now he's trying to help his colleague recover. He's like a son to me. Alan says the community support's been amazing so far. I literally had over 200 texts and phone calls. But Caleb is badly hurt. And I get emotional talking about it, but to see him in that condition and to know what he went through and what he's going to go through, it hurts. He's got, pelvic fractures and internal injuries, and it's going to be at least an 8 to 12 month recovery process. While we were there with Alan, Caleb called in.
I'm in extreme pain. I just got out of surgery.
What do you want to say to people that are just praying for you and wishing for a speedy recovery?
Thank you all for the support and love. It means a lot to see the lives that we've had the opportunity to touch.
And there is still no set timeline for when Caleb can come back home. BSN says they're still going to be broadcasting, but not as much after losing such an important member of the team. Reporting in Melbourne, Esther Bauer, Fox 35 News.
My name is Brent Bishop. I'm a fitness expert, kinesiologist. I own a studio, Think Fitness Studios. And aside from that, I'm a fitness expert on a national program that airs weekly. And what I experienced today, it's still kind of blowing me away, actually. Because, I'm used to working out and pushing myself to the limit. On 2 particular exercises, I didn't think, I couldn't do anything else, definitely, physically. And then just to be able to all of a sudden perform with good form and bang out, 3 to 5 more reps on something, it just blew me away. So, yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
In the world of sports, every move counts. Every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Counsel, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
Our team specializes in legal counsel, ensuring every contract is airtight and every deal is in your best interest.
In this new world, financial responsibility is even more important than ever before. We ensure our clients understand this new responsibility and educate them on how to navigate it properly. Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in their short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Counsel and maximize your opportunities. Legal, financial, branding, legacy. Your future starts here.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
Good evening, one and all, here on Varsity Sports Nation on another night of Friday Night Football here in the land of Palm Bay, Florida, on the campus of Heritage High School. My name is Conrad Volch, joined alongside Brian Kelly, and it is a out-of-state matchup today. This will be the first out-of-state team that Heritage has faced since 2016 when they faced a team from Colorado, this time a team from Versailles, Kentucky. And but one thing that stood out to me is, you know, whether you travel by car or by plane, which the team from Woodford traveled by plane, 904 miles, 1,800 miles round trip. Brian, I got to ask you, when you have to travel that far, what kind of toll does that take on you, and what do you have to really block out in order to play?
Yeah, it sometimes takes, you know, you're a little jet lagged, you're a little tired, even if you might not be traveling over multiple coasts, like from the west coast to the east coast, but it still is a lot of traveling, especially by plane. And, you know, you see these type of flights in like the SEC with the going to Kentucky going to play Florida. You don't really see it in high school, so we'll have to see. They're a good team, but a travel buffer like this could kind of come into effect here in the early stages of the game.
Well, we got the privilege to talk to Coach Dennis Johnson for the Yellow Jackets. You know, they're not unfamiliar with traveling. They traveled to L.A., Los Angeles, California last season. What was something that he said related to traveling that he most enjoys?
I don't know. It kind of seemed like he was amped for it. It kind of seems like he doesn't run from competition. He doesn't run from traveling. Again, like scheduling a team from California, being from Kentucky, that's something you don't see often. So it seems like he embraces it. Seems like he's kind of fired up for it, and that kind of, you know, got me a little fired up. So definitely something that seems like Coach Johnson enjoys just a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, you know, we got another team from Heritage. We got the opportunity to talk to Coach Benson. You know, not the greatest start to the season, but they've been in 3 of their 4 games, with the exception of Cocoa last week. What did Coach Benson say was their biggest Achilles heel, and that one little thing missing, which to what he called finishing these games?
Yeah, like you said, finishing games was the biggest thing, I think, in the sense of, you know, shooting yourself in the foot. The last time the Varsity Sports Nation we were here, they shot themselves in the foot constantly even on the final drive of the game, just penalties after penalties after penalties. We'll see if they're a bit more disciplined tonight, but I think the discipline in regards to committing penalties and stuff like that, turnovers too, is something that's been holding them back from finishing football games.
Well, it's funny because you look at records, you look at anything, but Coach Johnson and those guys on the other side had a lot of respect for this Heritage team, especially for one of their defensive players, senior, that plays on the defensive line, also quarterback and the skill guys, because it doesn't matter what the record is, you still got to stop it. And I think one of the things he mentioned was they got to get off the field on third down, because their game last week kind of got away from them in the second half. And that's the thing. If you don't get off the field on third down, it's going to be a very, very long night for you.
Absolutely. And again, back to what we saw with Heritage a couple weeks ago when they were here against Seminole, they were able to get you into the second and long, second and third and longs, but they would just continuously penalty after penalty on those third down situations. So I think that's a bit of a thing for both teams they're going to have to watch for. We're going to see which team can come out a little better in that area.
Absolutely. Well, we're getting ready for the opening kickoff, and it will be the Woodford County Yellow Jackets to receive the kick. Woodford County in the black pants, white jerseys with the dark brown and golden numbers, and Heritage in their all-black jerseys, white letters, and white helmets. They'll be kicking off from the 40-yard line. First quarter, 12 minutes. See what Heritage can do on this kick, also what Woodford can do to try and get something going here. It's going to be kind of a squib kick there, fielded at about the 37-yard line, and still going. Looks like the runner will be brought down at about the 44.5-yard line, and that's where Woodford will begin. And not a very long kick, but I kind of like it because obviously Woodford scores a lot of points. You want to try and get them you want to limit the damage as much as possible.
Absolutely, and they're still set up in a pretty good position, but it gives them a good chance, gets Heritage a good chance here to establish the tone, set the tone early here, especially on defense, which has been their strong suit the whole year.
Looks like it's going to be number 8 of Jace Carroll back to pass for the Yellow Jackets. Trips out to the right, one receiver to the left. They'll start out in pass. There'll be a short throw. And turning up the field is Grayson Hodge. He'll have plenty for a first down. So first play, first down. I mean, nothing really crazy about it, just a simple 4 or 5 yard dump off pass, first down to start things off.
Exactly. Yards after a catch will be the difference maker. And Woodford getting off to a great start in that regard.
Woodford again. Carroll, deep pass this time, and it's caught right along the 18-yard line. They're going to say he caught it. It was number 5, and another first down. 2 plays, 2 passes, 2 first downs here for the Jackets.
And that one in particular looked like poetry in motion, just floated up only where his receiver could get it. Beautiful play, beautiful pass, and back-to-back first downs here for Woodford.
So when you move that quickly, you have a chance to kind of take a second, breathe, come up with a plan here. This time they'll have 2 out right, 1 to the left. Running back is in the backfield. Again, Jace Carroll is the quarterback. Quick little handoff, and he is swarmed right along the line of scrimmage. Might have picked up a yard, if that. And that's one of the things, Coach Benson talked about is it doesn't matter who they're playing. They just got to play their game. And that if they can do that and stop the run, they should be able to have a chance. They just got to worry about that pass as well.
Absolutely. That's something that they've been doing particularly well all year, running or stopping the run up the middle. Good little way to stop momentum here. Let's see if they can pick up these next couple plays, force a field goal maybe.
And that's the thing when you look at teams, anything, if you can limit teams to field goals and score touchdowns, that's the surefire way to win any football game. Carroll back to pass and was looking for a man. Just overthrew his man, Jalen Johnson, in coverage there for Heritage. Was number 24 of Xavier Corduroy. So that'll bring up 3rd and 9. So after 2 plays, 2 first downs, now you're in 3rd and long now. Now you kind of got yourself kind of where you want to be if you're Heritage, exactly. But you just got to finish.
Yeah, and I know we're only 4 plays into the game, but these first 2 plays compared to the second 2 plays, vastly different. Heritage buckling down on this part of the drive.
This time another deep pass. Carroll, and wow. He had a man in the back of the end zone, just dropped it.
Like it was a little bit high. If he had just put it a little bit lower, it would have been a surefire touchdown instead. Looks like they might. I was going to say they tried out the field goal unit, but it looks like Carroll's staying out there.
One of the things when Varsity Sports Nation was here last time, very heavy rains. We had about an hour lightning delay. This time it's wind. Wind has been kind of blowing towards that far end zone that Woodford's trying to get into, kind of been changing directions towards where we are in the press box. So we'll see how that affects teams, especially now with kicking. Yeah. Woodford, great opportunity to try and kick because the wind is going the way they want it to go. But they're going to go for it here. 4th and 9. Carroll back to pass into the end zone. Oh, my goodness, that's a catch for a touchdown. So the 4th and 9 from the 18 is a touchdown, and, I mean, that pass is there for the Yellow Jackets.
Absolutely, and it's just another great read. I mean, it looked like there was a good defense coverage from Heritage, but just the receiver just a little too big on that. The pass a little bit too smooth, and Heritage still a lot of things to like about that drive, but Woodford strikes first.
I like how they stopped the run. Now the big thing is they gotta work on the pass, and it looks like. Well, I thought they were going to line up for 2. They're going to go for the 1 here. Are the Jackets. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is good. Kicker for the Yellow Jackets is number 41 of Richie Villa. on the list as a wide receiver as well. Sometimes both these teams have 50 players each on their rosters, but sometimes with smaller, I'm going to say in quotation, smaller teams, you see guys play both positions. You see like the Travis Hunters that we see now from Colorado, Jackson State, now in the NFL with the Jags. You see that all the time in high school. But if you can do your job as a kicker while also receiving, that can get you places if you decide to play after high school.
Absolutely.
So just that quickly, Villa to kick the kickoff from the 40. We saw Heritage do kind of more of a squib-style kick. We'll see if Woodford decides to kick it long. I mean, they've got the wind to their advantage. They'll have that advantage in the first and third quarter, which might help Heritage because they'll have the advantage the second and the fourth quarter.
And actually, yeah, you're right. That might explain why they went squib. They didn't want to risk it blowing out of bounds, taking it out the 40 anyway. So
exactly. So kind of a shorter kick, but it sails far. It's picked up there by Kaiser Birch. And he runs into a nest of Jackets. And the Heritage Panthers looks like they spotted the football about the 33-yard line. But again, you look at the opening quarter, I always say for any sport, whether it's a set in volleyball, an inning in baseball, or sometimes a quarter, maybe half a quarter in football, whether you've played the team twice a year or you play them once every who knows, or it's your first time. This is according to Max Preps, it only goes back to 2007. This is the first time these teams have played each other. It's still a feel-out quarter.
Absolutely.
Because no matter what kind of film you watch, you still got to play it. And sometimes they show things that you didn't see in film.
Mm-hmm. And Heritage especially has to get off to a strong start here. I mean, they're kind of at a disadvantage at the beginning, but given the field position, but Heritage needs Padala to step in here.
And that's a good chunk play to start things. Quarterback keeper for the Panthers. I mean, he's shown to be very, very shifty and very dangerous when he gets an open field, especially there. I mean, there was at least 4 or 5 Jackets all over draped on him, and he was able to get it to second in about that medium to short yardage situation.
And he's 100% a playmaker. Last time we were here, he really got the game, took over the game with his legs near the end. Got to get that going a little earlier, and he's wasting no time here in the first quarter.
Padala, averaging 144 passing yards per game. Has yet to throw it yet. This time a handoff to number 25 of Drayvon Lee. It's another guy to watch out for. Freshman running back on this roster. 153 total rushing yards, averaging just over 50 per game. A freshman.
Yeah.
Like, if you can get production now, imagine what he's going to look like as a junior and a senior.
Yeah. That's a dangerous thought for Heritage opponents, and if they're able to establish the run game specifically today, like you said, with the wind, and right now they're not facing it, it's not at their advantage. If they're able to establish the run game, get it, keep it on the ground, could bode well for them, hoping for maybe a tit-for-tat matchup here.
So 2 receivers to the left. They decide to hand it off to the bigger man. Gets it up to about the 50, just across the 50. That is number 8 of John White. Senior standing 6 foot, 200 pounds. So 3 straight run plays. We've seen a first down. Again, this is what you want to see if you're Heritage. Get to that second and short, second and medium. Make it so that way it makes, if it goes to third down, a little bit easier and manageable.
Exactly, and it's opening up the offense. And you got to tip your cap to the offensive line like you usually should on running plays, because they've been opening up wide gaps for these running backs, and especially Padala, allowing these to go from maybe 2 or 3 yard rushes to 6 or 7 yard rushes.
This time they're going to pass over towards the right side, and good open field tackle there by the Jackets. Pass was caught by Kaiser Birch. That is defended perfectly by Jordan Holman. And I mean, having to close down as fast as he did, granted the wind might have helped his case, but still seeing that, recognizing that, but it's between him and the receiver, and
exactly.
he made the tackle. Not only that, that's a loss of yardage on the play. So we'll see how the Panthers react being in that 3rd and long situation. The line to gain is the Jacket 46, about 47-yard line. About a 3rd and about 6.
And that tackle was huge because Heritage was rolling, like you said, in the run game and allowed to maybe open up the play action. Now you're in an obvious passing situation, forcing a little bit more pressure on the Panthers here.
Another pass. This time, he was looking for his man there. John White. Padala had White, but kind of didn't quite plant quite right. So they'll bring the punting unit on for the Panthers. This will be Steve Moore, number 20. Sophomore standing at 6'1".
I hate to say it again, but you got to imagine maybe the wind was a little bit off. Maybe the timing was a little bit off. Regardless, something was off. Heritage going to punt. I know it's still the field quarter, but it's interesting to see how they've kind of contrasted Woodford relying a lot on the pass, only one rush on that drive, and Heritage obviously way more run reliant.
So this will be punted back towards number 4. Elijah Ward does not get to him, so it'll be fielded there by number 5 of Elijah Parks of Heritage. 6:47 left in the first quarter, 7-0 Jackets. And I mean, this Jackets team, you know, we've seen what they can do through the air. They really didn't run a whole lot, and when they did, the couple plays that they did, Heritage had something for them. So honestly, what I've seen, Brian, is if the Jackets stick to the pass, they should be successful. But Heritage, they just have to figure out how to stay with them.
Absolutely. And, yeah, like you said, they have to really just tighten up in the pass game because a lot of these, not only were they catches, but they were like open catches. They were smooth passes. It just looked like clockwork for the Woodford offense, and they have to slow that down because it's going to be a long night if they're going to be dicing them up in the pass game.
Hey, we're the opponent to play. Top 20 in the entire state of Kentucky. Regularly are in that 10 to 11, 12-win column every season. So this is definitely a team you want to play once districts get started. The pocket looked like it was going to collapse. So Jace Carroll had to just yak it downfield, and that'll force a second down. So this is really like, we saw a couple passes that didn't quite connect when they on that touchdown drive, but that one was kind of a, hey, I got to get out of here and just chuck it or else I'm going to lose my team 10 yards.
Absolutely, and yet give credit to the Heritage pass rush, making him uncomfortable early. That's something they're going to have to do continuously throughout this game if they're going to want to throw this Woodford passing game off.
So Carroll, he's got trips to the left, one out right. High snap, they're going to throw it inside. And met at the line of scrimmage is a host of Panthers. So now we see the defense starting to kick up here for Heritage. Kind of got a little bit shredded on that opening drive. Again, have to feel out what Woodford's going to give you, but they are really starting to lock it down right now and get them into this kind of that 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10 situation.
And Heritage, yeah, their defense has been their calling card this year. Only allowing 21 per game, but that's kind of a little bit inflated considering that 37-0 blowout by Cocoa. Realistically, they've been holding teams to under 20. Obviously, didn't have a great start that first drive, but stepping up a little bit on the second one.
Looks like we're going to have a timeout here called by the Panthers, their first of the first half. We will take a quick break. When we return, 6:11 left here in the first quarter. It's Jackets over the Panthers, 7-0. We'll be right back here on Varsity Sports Nation. And we welcome you back here into Varsity Sports Nation. Also want to welcome the people from the Brevard Sports Network as well. Pleasure to have you all with us here on this beautiful Friday night. I mean, I don't know about you, Brian, but it gets humid in the state of Florida.
100%,
and to have
yeah.
a wind, even if it's windy, it's nice to kind of have that heat break up from what we normally see.
Yeah, nice cool breeze. Been living in Florida way too long to, like the humidity. I've been living way too long for that. But yeah, so yeah, absolutely. Any sort of wind, something like that. It's feeling nice. Might not be as great for the players or the offense. As you can see, the kind of game planning around that. But for us in here, I'm enjoying it.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we'll see how the wind kind of determines this because it looked like Woodford was going to have that to their advantage. But right now, Heritage has it 3rd and about 7. Woodford having to get out of it. And, oh my goodness, that was a dangerous pass. Receiver fell down. In position to nearly pick that one off was number 24 of Xavier Cordero.
Yeah, and he looked like he was kicking himself that he fell down because he had a chance to make a play on that one. Instead, it's going to be a punt. It's a good result for Heritage. it's going to be a punt regardless.
Yeah, and that's a win. Because for Heritage, after what the Yellow Jackets gave you on that first drive, that is 100% a win right there. Take advantage of it.
Absolutely, and now you get a chance to answer back here. Still plenty of time left in the first quarter to make it an even one.
One deep man for Heritage. The punt nearly blocked. They do get it off. And it looks like it's going to roll back and will be fair caught there by Nathaniel Owens. It's 5'10 senior. So looks like the Panthers will begin from about their own 31-yard line. So after the touchdown pass we saw from the Jackets, back-to-back punts. So we'll see if that kind of becomes a theme here in this first quarter, kind of the power boost already pushed out like you see in a Forza racing game, and then, trying to build that back up to kind of take off again, or if it's going to be maybe Heritage finds something here. We really don't know because it's only 5:57 left in this first quarter, but it's just, I don't know, man. Like, I love how Heritage has really tightened up on defense, what coaches wanted to see, but now you have to go down and score.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, I've also liked how they tightened up, but these two teams, not only are they feeling each other in the first quarter, but we're kind of feeling about seeing how they're kind of going to attack this game. And right now, Heritage, again, good stop under the belt. Now they need to go stack a touchdown drive or even a field goal, get some points on the board to go combat this Woodford team.
So this will be two receivers out left, one to the right. Running back in the backfield. Padala hands it off. Up about the left center, or middle, I should say, for no gain. So 2nd and 10 for the Panthers, and that's the thing. Oh, no, they do give them a yard, so 2nd and 9. That's the one thing. The Panthers we've seen are really good at running. At least they were in that first drive. Can they continue with the wind at their face? They're going to have to try and hang on for the next 5.5 minutes to give themselves a chance. Not that they can't pass, but it's just dangerous right now with that wind.
Absolutely. You definitely take a risk. Not only, it just adds to the risk of the ball being turned over.
Padala gets away for one man, and he is swallowed up. Another hive of Yellow Jackets brings him down. This is going to be a 3rd and long for the Panthers. But talked about 3rd and long. We talked to Coach Johnson from Woodford County. He said their biggest Achilles heel last week in that their first loss of the season was getting off the field on 3rd down. This will be another test for the Jackets here.
Yes, absolutely. Not only do you have to get off the field on 3rd down, but you must get off the field on 3rd and long. Can't have penalties, can't have deep plays. As it looks like these teams might be a timeout or something.
Not sure if Woodford called a timeout or if it's a water break timeout. But nonetheless, it looks like it's an official's timeout. We'll see what. Not quite sure. Here are the whistles from the white cap of the refs.
Hearing a lot of whistles, yeah.
So I'm wondering if they were giving maybe a sideline warning to the Jack. I don't know, because I saw the ref go straight over to the Yellow Jacket sideline. So I don't know. That really wasn't long enough to be a water break.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure.
So you might be right on that one, sideline warning, because it wasn't long enough to be a timeout either. So
they'll roll the clock. Just under 5 to play. Trips to the left. Receiver out right. I'll move him down into the backfield. Got number 0 of Nathaniel Owens back there. They'll toss it out to him. Makes one man miss, trying to make 2 more miss. First guy to get there for the Yellow Jackets, number 43 of Kingston Dumas. Plays middle linebacker, 5'10", 185. And just that quickly, Jackets get off the field. 3 and out. They force a 3 and out of the Panthers.
Yeah, so now we're kind of going to see, obviously, again, it's still 2 drives in, but it looks like Woodford's defense is going to be a challenge for Heritage to overcome. Now we kind of get to see, okay, was the first drive kind of the fluke, or was the second drive kind of the fluke for Woodford? If it's let me think about this here. If it's the former, then we might be in for a defensive battle, but if it's the latter, don't know, we might be for a Woodford onslaught.
Good high punt. It's going to be dropped. It's going to go out of bounds. Let's see where they spot it. It's going to be at the Woodford County 39-yard line. So no return. But this is, again, we've seen teams, this is the 3rd straight punt between the 2 teams. We'll see what Woodford's got in the tank, because we've kind of seen a little bit of both. We've seen them pass, had a lot of success on that first drive, seen them try to run it, but we also saw what Heritage can do on defense. So Heritage, if they can continue to keep their offense in it by getting stops, not letting it get any higher than 1, maybe 2 touchdowns, it gives yourself a chance, but also 2, defenses get tired the longer they're out there.
Yeah, 100%. And the offense back-to-back 3-and-outs, like you said, defense definitely going to get tired. So got to see if they're going to be a little bit gassier. Obviously, it's still the first quarter, but yeah, it's big because Woodford has a beautiful field position here.
This time, this will be a handoff and short gain. That was number 0 of Darian Tomlin.
And that has just not been going Woodford's way so far. Give credit to Heritage. They're locking them down in one aspect. Unfortunately, not so in another, but got to take your small victories where you can, and now it's kind of forcing their offense to be a little bit more one-dimensional.
Coach Johnson mentioned they have to watch out for number 55, Amir Parker. Senior, 6'4", 245. He's on the right defensive end part of the line. He's causing some disruption there. That's a high pass off the fingertips there of Jalen Johnson. So this will force a 3rd and long here for Heritage. Last time they had a 3rd and long, they got out of it. But this time, it's a 3rd and about 7 to 8, not like 9 to 10, which, again, 2 yards, but sometimes 2 yards, that's the difference between a 1st down and a 4th and short.
Yep, absolutely. And I don't want to jinx them or anything, but a big issue last time we were here was getting off the field on 3rd and 8, 9, 10, even like 12 or something. So if they're able to get off here, gets their offense the ball right back, force another 3-and-out.
So one thing the state of Florida is never short of, seasons and weather. Back to pass. Good pass, and that is completed for a 1st down at the Panther 45-yard line. Bringing that in, number 11 for the Jackets. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and that's that 3rd and long we were just talking about. But can't fault them. I mean, they had a guy there, but just got open just at the right time.
And yeah, something about the Woodford offense that I've noticed through about 10 minutes through the first quarter is on all but maybe one pass, the receiver has been in a position to make a play. And most of the time they have been making plays. Sometimes it was the wind, sometimes it's an overthrow, sometimes it's the defense. But regardless, they've been in a position to make a big play, bank a big reception.
This time it's a handoff to number 21, Aiden Powell, and he cannot get around the corner. He's stopped by a couple of Panthers there. Looks like number 30 of Anthony Sin is the first one to get there. Anthony Sign. But that'll bring a 2nd and 11 here for the Jackets. And again, that clock the more you run, the clock keeps moving down to 2 minutes left here in this first quarter.
And you can tell Woodford's trying to take advantage of the fact that they're getting chunk plays in the pass game, trying to reestablish that run game or just establish it at all. But Heritage holding strong in that run defense.
This time it'll be a pass play. Carroll goes through the air, long distance, cannot quite get there. Good coverage down there. Looking for Jalen Johnson, could not quite get it to him. So 3rd and 11. Well, I mean, the only scoring drive of the game was on a 4th and 9.
Mm-hmm.
So we've seen that when it comes to these Yellow Jackets team, they are not afraid, no matter what the down and distance is. They just want to go. So this is going to be a big down here for the Panthers. If they can allow the Jackets to get little to no yards, that is a win to force either a long field goal or a punt.
If I'm being completely honest, I think if they get any gain at all, I think they're probably going for it. They're kind of in no man's land to begin with, but we'll see.
Carroll, good short pass, looking for his man, number 6 of Grayson Hodge. So that'll bring up 4th and 11 from the 44-yard line. And it looks like they're changing the teams. It looks like it's going to be the punt team. We'll give you a good update when everybody gets set up. That'd be a very long field goal if it was tried. And they are going to punt it. So this will be back there, big number 88, Josiah McKee.
I was about to say, it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to kick a field goal from here, but punt inside the 30. So
high snap. Will it get blocked? No, they are able to sneak it through. And Panthers have a man to get it. They're running it back past the 50. It's down to the 30. Does he have a chance? He tried to make a man miss, and he'll stumble down. But that's a big run back there for the Panthers. That is number 24, Xavier Cordero, and that'll get the Panthers sideline fired up.
Oh, that's a momentum play. You can see heads-up play by Cordero after missing a chance at an interception on the last drive. He gets his little a little comeback moment there, and now Panthers are set up beautifully deep in Woodford territory.
I mean, when you're playing a team that's top 20, top 15 in their home state, you have to take advantage of what they give you. And right place, right time there for Mr. Xavier Cordero. I mean, couldn't have had a better opportunity there. This one's handed off. Makes the man miss. He's running in the 5. Touchdown, Panthers! Number 25, Trayvon Lee. It's 7-6.
And what you just said, to talk about a momentum grab, back-to-back huge plays for the Panthers. A bit of a lifeless first couple drives now has them an extra point away from tying this game up.
You know, it's always electric when it's a one-play touchdown.
Yeah.
First play from scrimmage, 23-yard scamper. I mean, that went from potentially being 14-0 Yellow Jackets for most of that first quarter. Now it's a whole new game in this first quarter here.
Absolutely, and it is still the first quarter, but I mean, what a way to capitalize what's coming to the conclusion of the first quarter. But I mean, back-to-back electric plays got this crowd fired up. Got you fired up a little bit too.
Always love me a good score, no matter which side it's on. We've seen some great action, great run through the defense. Saw a beautiful pass and catch on 4th down here for the Jackets. So we had a penalty called against Woodford, first penalty of the game. Took us over 10 minutes to get our first penalty.
So it's a pretty clean game so far.
So it'll be half the distance. Be one on time down, obviously, with the point after. This will be Aiden Berrios, junior kicker for the Panthers. 7-6 is your score, trying to make it 7-all. Referees trying to get everybody organized at the line. Snap down, kick is on the way, and it's good. So the defense was flying through there trying to get a block, just got it off. We're tied up, Brian. It's a whole new ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's just a couple big plays, and it started with the return by Cordero. If he doesn't make that play, who knows? Maybe the drive stalls out. Maybe they punt for the 3rd time. Instead, it's a tie game, 7-7. Now Woodford has to answer here.
You know, I'm not even going to lie. I can't speak for what Cordero was thinking in his mind, but, you know, stereotypically on a kickoff, it either goes out of bounds, goes really far, goes out of the end zone. He was really one of the up men to catch that. And I'm guessing when it came to him, he's like, oh, my goodness, this is he.
Yeah.
I got to pick it up and go. But good on him to just pick it up and run. And even though he tripped trying to make a man miss, that's what got the thing going. And then that's what led to that 23-yard score.
Absolutely. And I think he honestly, like you said, he got a little excited because I saw him fumbling with the ball a little bit at the beginning. So I think he saw the green grass in front of him. He's like, I got a chance to make a big play here. So, but 100% big reason as to why Heritage tied this game up. And, you know, back-to-back plays of big yardage.
Yeah, that was definitely, I mean, you know, you find the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. And then it's like, okay, I got to lock in and actually pick it up. Good fielding there by the Yellow Jackets. They're going to start from beyond their own 35. Looks like they're going to spot it right around the 32, 33-yard line. So, again, that's the beauty of sports is you think you know what's going to happen, and then something else happens. And every game, quarter, drive has its own story. You know, we thought it was going to go one way from that first drive, but this Heritage team, I told you, Brian, if they can hold it down and cause them to make mistakes, they'll have a chance, and we're seeing it right here.
Yeah, and I think the offense did their defense a little bit of a favor there, getting them some breathing room. But also at the same time, you know, defense right back on the field at one play, but I think they'll take it on that one.
So Chase Carroll, 2 receivers to the left, 3 to the right. He's going to throw it out to the right. Goes through the hands there of number 17.
Yeah, Carroll's been looking pretty sharp and poised today, but there have also been some times where he's just been looking a little bit off, a little miscommunication, overthrow, underthrow of his receivers. So he's had his moments for sure, but trying to answer back here after a big-time Heritage drive.
Well, and that's the key thing is when a team scores a touchdown or any score at all, if you want to keep that momentum at bay. So if you're the Yellow Jackets, you have to answer back. That's one of the things Coach Johnson talked to us about is they had their last game that they played against Munford. They just could not finish in the second half. And, for right now, like I said, records are what they are. You've got a 3-1 team in the Jackets against a 1-3 team of Heritage. None of that matters. As soon as the lights go on, the first kickoff goes, you just have to play your game. And sometimes it happens in a situation like this where under a minute to go in the first and we're tied up and it's like outside looking in, you almost go, wait, hang on a second. That's crazy. But play the elements and play the mistakes. Good defensive stand, but it gets away as the receiver for the Jackets able to get away from the den of Panthers. And that'll be enough for a first down. Keeps that clock moving. We're under 30 seconds here in the first quarter.
Exactly. Like you were saying, those third and medium, third and longs, they had him wrapped up behind the line, but that extra effort gets them the first down.
That handoff there goes maybe 1 or 2 yards. Looks like they're going to give them 2, so it'll be 2nd and 8. That's been the big thing here for the Jackets. They'll have a big play, but then their running game just is short, and that's been the one out of the critiques I would say between the two teams. The Jackets, dangerous passing, but they're also that second effort, whether it's running or passing, is what got them that first down. Heritage, they're just a scrappy team. It's like Coach was saying, Coach Benson, he was saying he loves the effort. They love the challenge no matter who it is. They were talking about, with Seminole and with a bunch of their other teams they played this season, state champion level teams. They're 1-3, but three of their 4 games have been decided by a touchdown or less. So that's really cool and really encouraging. You just got to finish. Now, last year, they started 1-4, and then they almost ran the table, went 4-1 towards the end of the season and got into the playoffs. But you don't want to get yourself into that position. But I'd say the biggest critique, Heritage, really good on the run that we've seen when they have their open lanes. They've taken advantage of mistakes. Woodford, I don't know. They're really good at the pass, but Heritage just has them in the clutches right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really do think it's just being a slightly bit off with the quarterback and receiver. I think if they're able to start connecting a bit more, we're going to see Woodford, similar to that first drive, kind of march down the field. But give credit to Heritage, back-to-back drives, forcing punts, and we're going to see they're in a decent position here. Obviously, didn't like giving up that big third down, but again, we're back into a bit of a back-and-forth here game as the first quarter reached its conclusion.
And those are go to the NFL. You look at like NFL games, Chargers, Raiders.
Absolutely.
Pete Carroll, Jim Harbaugh. Historically, both those coaches love to run and are very good at run defense. You look at a game like this where Heritage's run defense has woken up to the challenge here. Woodford's defense in the past has been really, really good. So you're seeing the best of both sides just go against each other, and that's why it's a tie game. It's really like I couldn't tell you who's going to win right now.
Absolutely, and you're right with the Chargers-Raiders, yeah, but I'm a Raiders fan. It was a long night for me that night.
Whoa, helmet comes off. Crossing the 50, we have a penalty marker in the air. Just our second penalty marker of the game. 7 seconds into the second quarter. Doesn't really look like it was a I'm trying to think of the word. It was a
intentional?
Yeah, it didn't look intentional with the helmet coming off. It just might have been a bang play trying to get the quarterback down because Jace Carroll stands 5'10", 185, but he's a built 185. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be looks like a holding penalty against the Yellow Jackets, and that's big time if you're the Panthers because, as you alluded to when you were on the broadcast when they played Seminole, they got situations like this where you got them second and long, second medium, but now the true test is can you force Woodford to punt it again? Because Woodford, they have 1 touchdown and punts. Now, granted, Heritage has a bunch of punts and a touchdown. But if you can keep them, you want to win the field position game. And right now, if you can keep them right there, you got them where you want them.
Absolutely. And big test, they're able to do first and second down, but third and fourth downs are where they struggled last time. And another helmet comes off here. It's back-to-back. This time I think it's Heritage, though.
I don't know if the wind is doing it or if the chin strap was a little loose, but Very short gain here for the Yellow Jackets. Going to bring up about a third and quick math, about 14 or 15. Ball spotted at the Yellow Jacket 42-yard line. They have to get to the Panther 44-yard line for a first down. So third and about 15 according to the scoreboard. 11-12 and time ticking here in the second quarter. 7-7 ball game between the Panthers and the Yellow Jackets. 3 receivers out to the right. Carroll looking for a man. It's going to go deep and just out of reach. But they're going to call a flag.
Oh, I don't know about that one. I don't
know.
I do not know about that one.
I
think that one's a little ticky-tacky.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one, Brian, because I was looking at it, and because we're higher up.
Yeah.
So maybe the referee saw like a little bit of a jersey tuck. I didn't really see anything from up here.
Honestly, I don't know if I saw contact at all. And again, like you said, we're a little farther away, but I don't know. But that's one of those where, it's tough because if that is a penalty, that still does, advance the chains. It still is on Heritage for giving up that third and long due to a penalty. But I don't really think that one was their fault. Not gonna lie. I don't know.
They are going to call pass interference on the defense. So it was a 3rd and 15. It'd be automatic first down. Excuse me. It'd be first down anyway. But again, that's tough because it's a backbreaker if you give up the first down on a regular play. But to have it dead to right and then there's a penalty thrown, that's going to be a tough one to overcome.
Yeah, and it's not even he just overthrew him a little bit. So
there's a big run here for the Jackets, and it's down to about the 27-yard line of the Panthers. So now we're starting to see that Jacket offense. They got a little bit of life now with that penalty. We'll see what they do with it here.
Yeah, and you hate to say it, but yeah, this could lead to a touchdown drive here. Jackets looking pretty good, especially in the run game.
Now they're in hurry up. Little pinball bounce off action there by Darian Tomlin. But he bounced off the brick wall in front of him, tried to break out to the right side, only picked up maybe about 2 yards. Looks like they're going to give him about 2.5.
I think it'll be interesting to see how Heritage defense answered, because I imagine they probably agree with us. They probably thought it was a little bit of a softer call, but no one cares. The penalty was thrown. You got to adapt. You got to overcome here. And you got to force them off the field here. Force them for field goal.
I'm wondering if we had an illegal shift penalty. So 1st and 5.
Interesting.
Saw one penalty the entire first quarter. I think we've seen about 5 already in the second quarter. We're not even 2 minutes into the quarter. Quick handoff there. This time bounces away, still going. Marker is thrown right about the 9. And getting escorted and tossed back is Darian Tomlin. So we'll see what the marker is. It came deep into the secondary. And the flag is sitting right around the 8.5, 9-yard line of the Panthers. We'll see what the white hat comes and shows us, if he shows us anything here.
Yeah, and like you said, we pretty clean first quarter. We even, gave respect to both teams. Clean first quarter, and now we got a lot of laundry here early on in the second.
Oh, it's going to be against the Jackets. So both teams, relatively speaking, trading penalties here on this drive.
Look, that's the one thing you don't want to see. You want to see maybe trading, defensive stops, trading touchdowns, trading field goals. You don't really want to see them trading penalties.
So it looks like it's going to be a 1st and 8, or 1st and 7 or 8 from about the 25-yard line. This time it's a handoff up to the left. 3 Panthers make that 4 Panthers, trying to corral the running back. It's number 15 for the Yellow Jackets.
And I gotta acknowledge that Woodford, compared to the first 3 drives, compared to this one, night and day in the running game. They had nothing going, and now they have not only just a game going, but they have wide open gaps.
There's another big run as well. I think their cheat code right now is they've unleashed the hurry-up offense. I think that's been the thing. The Panthers, when they have a chance to kind of regroup and settle in, that's when the Jackets have had problems. But they are just going. This will be run into a den of Panthers here. So about a 1 to 2 yard gain on 2nd and 4. So bring up about 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. Again, Jackets are in the red zone.
kind of like that wordplay from Udena Panthers into the Jackets Nest you said earlier. So we got a couple animals here. Animal matchup tonight.
We always hear the Lions Den. I don't know if Panthers. I know they don't hang out in trees. They could.
That's Jaguars, right? They hang out in trees, right?
Maybe.
I think it's leopard
Jaguars.
Jaguars.
They're also in Jacksonville.
That's
so
fair. Oh, that's
you gotta
true.
go ask them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry, that was my dad joke that didn't land. But anyway, 3rd down and about 3. Back to pass. Throw it. Oh, my goodness. It goes through 2 different Panthers' arms. Almost picked off. Wow.
Oh, and that might have been a house call. Instead, Woodford dodges a huge bullet. Still a chance for a field goal or even a touchdown.
J.L. Cruz and Marcus Hancock had hands on it. That's the thing. With defenses, you have to get into that mindset of bend, don't break. And what I mean by that, in between the 20s, fair game. But once you get in that red zone, you have to lock it down. And 4th down right now. So Woodford, 1 for 1 on 4th down. Looks like they're just trying to draw the Panthers off sides. Or maybe they'll go for it.
I mean, they're going against the wind this time. So even though it's a short kick, who knows?
So they're not going to go for it. They're going to take a timeout. That's their first of the first half. So each team's with 2 left. You know what? We'll take a timeout as well. We've been talking. 8:28 left in the second quarter. We'll see what the Jaguars. Now you got me saying Jaguars, Brian. I can't believe you. Just kidding. Anyway, Yellow Jackets 7, Panthers 7. We'll be right back here on Varsity Sports Nation.
In the world of sports, every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Council, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
With our experienced legal team by your side, you can rest easy.
Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Council and maximize your opportunities.
We've got a good one here in the land of Palm Bay, Florida. The Woodford County Yellow Jackets going for it here on 4th down. Took a timeout. They're 1 for 1 thus far. Converted a 4th and 9 for a touchdown. Can they convert again? Carroll running over to the right. Pass is caught for at least a first down. No, they're going to say touchdown. So 2 for 2 on 4th downs. It's 13-7 Jackets over the Panthers.
Honestly, at this point, you might just have to let it get to 4th down every time because that's where Woodford has shown to be there at their finest in terms of the pass game. Still a good drive from Heritage, but obviously you're kicking yourself for not getting that pick because that could be a 7-point swing right there. Or maybe I think that would be a 14-point swing. I think that's how that works.
Definitely 14 because instead of you being down 13, almost 14-7, then you'd be up 13, almost 14-7.
So 14-point swing.
You had the right idea. I'll give it to you.
Was never a big math guy, so.
That's all right. Me neither. I like stats, though, which is weird. Numbers. So they will go for the point after. Second kick of the night for Richie Villa, and he is 2 for 2. So make it 14-7 Jackets. But give credit to the Panthers. The Jackets have had to earn literally everything they've gotten against this Panthers team. We're going to say this till we're blue in the face the entire broadcast. That first drive, the way the Jackets attacked it, found all the openings that the Panthers were giving them, it looked like it was going to be the story of the Jackets tonight. But then the Panthers settled in. Their defense settled down, gave them a chance. It's 14-7. I still cannot declare a winner yet.
Yeah, I still think that Heritage has played better in every single drive except for that first one. But because of that penalty, that's what kind of gave them a new life. So if you just strike that off, you look at their body of work outside of that first drive, I think they've been playing pretty well. Obviously, don't like allowing that penalty or allowing that touchdown, but give credit to Heritage. They've really tightened up ship the last few drives.
Well, and, you had the privilege of calling the game when they played Seminole. Seminole, give credit to them, are a very hard team, and that game was decided by less than a score. Granted, there was rain, there was a big delay, but, this game, too, could be decided by a score. To quote the old cliche, only time will tell. This kick is going to be run back to about the 37, 36-yard line for the Panthers. That is where they will start.
And I agree with you. It could be a back-and-forth game, and I don't mean to discredit Heritage at all. But obviously you got a big return on the last one. You only need to go 20 yards. So I'm interested to see how Padalett's going to lead the team on a longer drive. Can they answer with a longer touchdown drive? Obviously, great that you got that drive last time, but let's see if you can maybe spark the offense here after that touchdown drive.
Well, that's a great point because that scoring drive they had really took only 2 plays. If you count
exactly
the kickoff, which again, great. Take the opening that the Yellow Jackets give you, but this is going to be the test. You're going with the wind this time. First drive in with the wind. Now that gives the opportunity for the pass as they decide to run it here. Looks like they're going to get maybe a yard. Might have even lost a yard there, but that's going to be the big thing. Like you said, the long drives, how are you going to manage getting into maybe second and long, third and short? It's going to be because, again, you're going to have the opportunity in the fourth quarter to have the wind with you if it decides to continue going. You just got to take advantage of it. You got the wind, but also you got to remember the wind is your friend. So maybe you can't put as much zip on the ball because it's going to overshoot the receiver. You just never know.
I think that's what we saw a little bit from Woodford, so might be an interesting approach for Heritage.
They're going to try the short pass, and good open field tackle there. See who the number was. That is number 0, Darian Tomlin. So getting it done from his outside linebacker spot as well as the running back position today. And that's going to be a 3rd and long, called about a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. Line to gain is the Panther about 46, 47-yard line.
Yeah, this is a big drive for Heritage, trying not to go 3 and out. I believe every single other drive was a 3 and out. Trying to avoid this one, get a little bit of momentum on offense going. Maybe not a touchdown drive, but got to get something, got to show something here.
6:53 left here in the second quarter. Short pass is caught. It's going to be close. Got one ref right about where the sticks are. That is riled in by Nathaniel Owens.
Looks close.
See where they spot it.
Obviously, you're on the wrong side of the 50, but do you go for it if it is? Oh, it looks like it's going to be short.
About a yard short. Ball is spotted at the 46. Line to gain is the 47. Big decision here for Coach Benson.
I don't know.
And they're going to go for it.
Yeah, I kind of got to agree with this one. I think it's short enough to where you should go for it.
QB run, and he's got enough. Needed 1. He got, I think, 2. Math wasn't good for me either. But, I mean, that's great. But that's the perfect way to do it. Line it up, get it going, kind of get the Yellow Jackets off balance, and that'll lead us in to the officials' timeout. 6:05 left in the second quarter. When we return, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers just before the 50-yard line. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Varsity Sports Nation. Also welcome in to those of you that normally tune into the Brevard Sports Network. We're grateful to have you guys here with us here in the land of Palm Bay, Florida. If you're just joining us, my name is Conrad Volch, joined alongside Brian Kelly. And Panthers trying to get things going here. Good pass there, makes a man miss, is number 3 of Brody Gustad. 6'1 junior, standing at 155. And we talked about Sparks. Granted, their one touchdown drive was a one-play, 23-yard rushing touchdown. But after that 4th and 1 QB sneak, feels like we got a spark here on the Heritage side.
Absolutely. This feels like they're, easily.
Oh, look at this. I thought he was going to break one. Another first down run.
Yeah, easily looking like, obviously, a touchdown drive is going to be your best drive. But outside of that, this is easily their best offensive drive. They're finding their rhythm here after a little bit of a struggle early on.
So it looked like a first down run for sure by Drayvon Lee, but there is a penalty marker on the field. We'll see what they call here. It's going to be a holding on Heritage, so that'll erase I think it was about a 9-yard run, maybe 10. It went from a 2nd and 1, well, 1st and 10, but they're going to back it up. It's going to be a 2nd and about 6. We'll hand it off again. This time, nowhere to go. Drayvon Lee again had some good, powerful runs in this game, but just could not get through the Yellow Jacket defense there. So that'll bring up a 3rd and about 7.
That's just a brutal penalty because, again, that's another chunk play. Get your offense some momentum, get you farther down the field. Instead, now you're facing a 3rd down and about midfield.
Well, that's what Coach Benson was telling us when we talked to him on the field is their biggest thing that they need to do is finish and cut out the penalties, especially on offense. And that's a penalty you do not want to have, especially you just got that QB sneak on 4th down to fire up your offense, and now it pulls back.
Yeah, especially on a drive with such importance as this, because you're right. They had the one drive where they scored the one play, and then they've had 2 3-and-outs. So this is kind of a big-time drive. They need to answer back, and, yeah, that's just a big-time penalty.
Looks like we got another penalty. I don't know if it was delay a game or a false start, but that'll be 5 more yards back. So what was a 2nd and 1 that was a surefire 1st down is now a 3rd and 12.
I mean, no matter how you slice it, and I think Coach just got a penalty. You can't have that. 3 straight.
I'm confused because we've got a receiver that's got his helmet off. We've got a quarterback that's came off the field. Marker is down right around the 40. I'm confused.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how you slice it, it's no good for Heritage.
We got an unsportsmanlike on Heritage. Looks like it's just the 1. I didn't see the thumb going backwards, which indicates an ejection. So no ejections. But that's a tough deal because now you went from, again, not saying 3rd and 12 is manageable.
Yeah.
But now you're at 3rd and 27.
I mean, and I know it's just been a couple minutes since that big-time run, but that feels like ages ago because now you're at a 3rd and 27, like you said, almost a surefire punt unless you get something big here.
So now instead of, like I said, they had it dead to right 1st down right about the Yellow Jacket, about the 35, 34-yard line. They're all the way back to their own, looks like their own, math is hard, their own 30-yard line. Line to gain is the Jacket 40, looks like the 43. So they've got a ways to go. I know in Fast and Furious, Dominic Toretto lives his life 1/4 mile at a time, but that feels more like a mile versus a quarter.
And that first penalty, that one hurt you. The second one was kind of devastating. The third one, well, that was just stupid. Like, you can't have 3 straight penalties in a row, and especially not in unsportsmanlike conduct. And now that's something you can control. You can control that one, and that really hurts you, especially because now, and like you said, we're looking at 3rd and 27. All signs point to likely punting, and that kills a great drive.
Well, now looked like, again, 3rd and 50 when we come back. We'll update you in just a minute. 4:45 left in the second.
You said 50.
All right, we're back here in Palm Bay, Florida. You heard me correctly before we went to break. 3rd and 50 from the 18-yard line. They have to get to the Jacket 42. Can they do it? They're going to try to heave it downfield. It's up in the air, and it'll fall for no completion. So they'll bring out their punter for Steve Moore to kick it on, to punt it away, but I'm telling you, Brian, I've seen 3rd and 48. I've seen there was a 3rd and 92 back when I'm trying to think who it was. I think it was Louisiana Tech one year where they did 3rd and goal from like their own 8-yard line because of an 80-yard fumble. But like 3rd and 50, I don't think there's a lot of plays you can draw up for that.
Yeah, not really. I expected kind of like just a run up the middle or something. I'm surprised they passed it, but I mean, regardless, yeah, there's not really anything in the playbook for that one.
No, it's yeah, I don't got any words for that one. So they'll punt it away. Punt is good. High spiraling punt. It'll land right about the 49-yard line, and we've got another penalty marker.
I think that's on us. We said it was a clean first quarter. That one's on us. Because now it's been a lot of flags here in the second quarter.
Well, we saw it when we were down there waiting to talk to coaches. The Yellow Jacket team was fired up. They were kind of talking a little bit, not getting anybody's face, but you kind of have that feeling when you got one side kind of just going to do business, and sometimes the other teams, getting up there, they've had a couple Rockstar energy drinks. Sometimes that spills over into the game, but, if sometimes you just got to kind of let it go, move on both sides of the ball.
Yes, absolutely.
But I think it's, let's see what the penalty is here, as that was called after the punt. Not really sure what they're going to call here. It had to have been after the play. Oh, we've got a personal foul on Heritage.
Oh, that's another killer.
And we've got an ejection.
Wow.
So our first ejection of the game comes with 4:13 left here in the second quarter. And it was confirmed. We saw the thumb picked up and tossed backwards, which in any level of football, that means tossed and gone for the game. So Heritage looked to have, at least after the 3rd and 50 with the punt, punted the ball down to around the 50. Now the Jackets are even in a better field position. They're going to be starting from about the 34-yard line, Brian.
And that's just disastrous because when you're in a game where there's no clear favorite, the last thing you want to do is give the team an upper leg like that, especially with penalties that are self-inflicted, right? So Heritage now in a tough situation here.
So Carroll gets into a mess and tries to just salvage a throw there. But yeah, I mean, Heritage on that last drive, they must have had like 45 yards in negative penalties.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much the only way you can get to 4th and 50, unless you take like a large sack. But
yeah,
even then.
So the Jackets, I mean, they still got plenty of time to at least get into field goal range. But as we've seen, they're not really trying to kick field goals here today.
Not at all.
This time a simple handoff and hard running there. It's called his name a number of times, Darian Tomlin. As the Jackets, we saw them go into hurry-up offense on their last touchdown drive. They've really kind of slowed it down a little bit here.
And I was about to say, I think they should, because just got to take time into consideration. You have the 7-point lead. There's 4 minutes to go. Heritage gets the ball in the second half. Ideally, you either get a quick score or you don't let Heritage see the ball for the rest of this half.
Usually how the math would work. There, he's bust the lane, and there he goes. Darian Tomlin lives his life a quarter mile at a time, and he's in the end zone. 20-7, Jackets.
Well, yeah, like I just said, I mean, I know they definitely wanted to kill some clock, but I'm sure they'll take that one too. Practically walked in untouched, and now Woodford easily has all the momentum. Heritage in a tough spot here, have to score.
Well, and we've seen both teams with big runs for a touchdown. That one it wasn't a one-play touchdown. It was basically a two-play touchdown. But, I mean, Darian Tomlin, again, 6'1", 196. He's a very fast guy. We've seen him on offense and defense today. And if you're Woodford, this is kind of not where you can start settling down, but this is that two-score cushion that every team likes to have during a football
Absolutely. Game. And if you're Heritage, obviously the last 10 minutes of real time have been disastrous. Obviously, nothing really good to write home about, but some positive is you have 3.5 minutes left, and you do have the ball here, and if you happen to, as they say, double dip, get a touchdown here, touchdown there, all of a sudden it's a tie game. So you do have that to your advantage. Just got to use it.
Well, Richie Villa has been called 3 times today on PATs. He's perfect on all 3 of them. We'll take a quick break. 21-7, Yellow Jackets over the Panthers. 3:32 left in the second quarter when we return. Back in action here in the land of Palm Bay, Florida. 21-7 is your score. Panthers get on it, nearly gave it away there around their own 40. But once again, my name is Conrad Volch, joined alongside Brian Kelly. And I got to ask, just to get this out the way, do you ever have people make the joke that you're related to Jim Kelly?
Actually, I was just thinking you were going to say Brian Kelly like the coach, so I was mentally prepared for yes every single time, but I've never been Jim Kelly, never before.
That's impressive. I would have thought people would have asked about Jim Kelly, the Buffalo Bills quarterback.
Yeah, I've had a couple buddies who are LSU fans say, "Why'd you screw up that game for us?" But I've never had Jim Kelly before, so that's a new one.
Well, I'm glad that I wasn't the 101st person to say that.
Yes, in fact, you're the first, so congratulations.
Hey, 101, one still got one in it.
Exactly.
So we're good. Anyway, back to football. 3:29 left here in the second quarter. Heritage, plenty of time to at least cut this down to 7. We'll see what they can do. Wind has kind of died down a little bit, so that advantage with it in your face or going with you has sort of gone away. As that is a good catch. There, we'll see who brought that down. It's going to be number 0 of Nathaniel Owens. Looks like we've got a new quarterback in for the Panthers, I believe. Another quick handoff there. And that'll be a first down, so extra effort here is huge. 2 plays, first down. Just over 3 minutes to go. So they're looking to just run it here. And they will. Good handoff again. Met in the backfield, gets away from one man. And here comes the swarm of Jackets to bring him down. So Owens unable to get away from the mess. That'll bring up 2nd and long.
Yeah, and Heritage starting off with good field position. You got to take advantage, especially with the chance for back-to-back scores. Even if you're able to get a field goal and a touchdown out of it, even if you're able to pair the combo, you're still looking at a 4-point game. So that's why I say hope is not really lost yet with this 2-score deficit.
And I'll correct myself, not a new quarterback. That store is still Jordan Padala. It's just the front of his jersey was tucked in such a perfect way. It looked like maybe number 2 or number 5. So my apologies on that. My sight's not as great as it was yesterday. Just kidding. Anyway, Padala still back there. Hands it off again. So a lot of running here. And this drive nearly breaks away. See where they mark it. So run there by John White. And they're going to say... I'm going to say move those chains. No, they're going to say whistles, officials timeout. So when it'll be 3rd and a short 1, we've got an injured player down for the Jackets. So while they're attending to him, we'll be right back. 3rd and 1 when we return. Heritage on the move, trying to get a score in before halftime.
My name is Brent Bishop. I'm a fitness expert, kinesiologist. I own a studio, Think Fitness Studios. And aside from that, I'm a fitness expert on a national program that airs weekly. And what I experienced today, it's still kind of blowing me away, actually. Because, I'm used to working out and pushing myself to the limit. On 2 particular exercises, I didn't think I couldn't do anything else, definitely, physically. And then just to be able to all of a sudden perform with good form and bang out, 3 to 5 more reps on something, it just blew me away. So, I'm impressed.
Well, they decided that there was enough forward progress for a first down. Another run play here. They are just feeding it to the John White Express. And he'll get about, looks like 5 yards. So they're starting to get some good chunk running here. This is kind of what we were hoping to see in that first quarter from the Panthers, and it's starting to pick up now late in the second.
Yeah, starting to prosper here, and it's coming in waves of 4, 5, 6, 7 yards. It's really helping Heritage out here get down the field.
John White again, good healthy carry. Looks like about 3. So 3rd and short once again. We're going to have a timeout, Yellow Jackets. So they will have 1 remaining. We'll take it with them. Again, Panthers driving here on Varsity Sports Nation. Still back here in the land of Palm Bay, Florida. Try saying that 17 times slowly, which I didn't because I said it twice fast. What now? Anyway, still got some football left. 1:11 left here in the second quarter. 3rd and 2 from the 32-yard line. They need the 30. Heritage trying to get some sort of score before the end of this half. And going nowhere there is Nathaniel Owens. It had been the John White experience, and then they decided to hand it back to Owens. Both of those running backs did a good, decent amount of the work. And this will be 1:02 left as we've got a timeout on the field. I believe it was the Jackets that called it. So each team with about one timeout remaining. And, you know, Brian, it's such, like I said, beginning of this game, every game, every quarter, every drive has its own little story, even every play.
Yes.
I mean, we've seen not just about everything, but we've seen some things that, at least I would say, you don't see too often. I mean, normally on that kickoff that we saw received by the Panthers earlier in the first quarter, normally that's oh my gosh, I fumbled it, I'm going to fall on it. Well, he had the wherewithal to keep his knees off the ground, pick it up and run. That led to a touchdown. Panthers, their good drives have been few and far between, but if this is something that they can put in the end zone, that'll be huge to carry into halftime.
Absolutely, and I like that their offense, their running game's kind of been established a bit more. It kind of allows them in this 4th and 2, 4th and 3 scenario to have more options.
4th and 3. Padala throws it. It's caught for a first down. Down at the 20, they say he got it. Mr. Owens, point your finger down the field. It's a first down.
That's a beautiful snag from Owens there, keeping the drive alive. And now Heritage has a chance threatening here with 50 seconds.
Take what you can get, or take what the Jackets give you. This time back to the Owens experience. Picks up about 2 yards. It's going to be a 2nd and long with 35 seconds to go. Clock continues to run. So one timeout left for the Panthers. All 3 are burned by the Yellow Jackets. See what that has to do. 23 seconds. Quick little pass. Try the one-hander. There does Owens and dropped it. That's almost maybe a blessing because he caught that near the open field, so the clock would have been running anyway, so kind of called a free timeout, if you will. Unfortunately, that brings up a 3rd and long. Free timeout being drop pass anyway, but wasting no time here are the Panthers. 3rd and 8 from the 19. 19 yards to get to pay dirt. We've seen a 23-yard rush. We've seen a 35-yard rush. We've seen about a 19-yard touchdown pass. We've seen a little bit of everything. What will we see from the Panthers? They've got 20 seconds to play with. Padala throws it in the air. Oh, my goodness, it's dropped in the end zone, but there's a penalty marker in the end zone. Big penalty call. Looks like it's going to be on the defense. Is it going to be for holding or is it going to be for PI? That's the big question.
And I mean, regardless, it's good for Heritage, but as a football fan, you would have loved to have seen him catch that. But that's still a great play. Great play by the defense. Unfortunately, I believe that's going to be pass interference.
It is going to be PI. Yeah, because it's one of those where you have the play drawn up, you want to just execute it, get it over with. But on the positive side, you still have 15 seconds to work with, and if you're Heritage, you want to leave absolutely no time for this Jackets team because they're starting to find their groove here on offense. Heritage trying to take it away.
Absolutely, and that penalty is going to help because more often than not, they're probably going to be able to run this down.
So they have one receiver out to the right. Running back to the right. Padala. Oh, that's a bad snap. He's got to run it down. Padala. He's got 3 men all over him. And he decides to pick it up and try and run. Disastrous play here for the Panthers. They'll have to use that last timeout. Not what you want to see if you're Heritage. That is going to be second and goal from the I think, the 25.
Yeah, but similar to that Louisiana Tech thing, 2nd and goal doesn't mean much. You're already back 20-some-odd yards. That's about worse as it can be because now it turns potential chip shot field goal into maybe a questionable one. Still, good thing they recovered it. Good thing they still have a chance for a field goal. Or, I believe, they'll be going for a field goal. But, man, that's a disaster situation for Heritage.
Well, if there's one positive thing that comes out of this is that there's more room to work with. It's not that small of a field to try and draw up a pass play. Question is, can you execute it if you're Heritage? You got the wind to your back, what little is left from what we had earlier. 2 receivers out to the right and to the left. No running backs in the backfield. Looks like they're going to bring in another guy. This is Malik Clark. So trips to the right, doubles to the left. Padala steps up in the pocket, throws it deep, and nearly intercepted. Nathaniel Owens was right there waiting for it. It is tipped out of the air, nearly hauled in. 2 seconds remain. It's 3rd and goal from the 25.
Yeah, and it looked like he had a man open. Great heads-up play, potentially saving 6. And now see what Heritage does in these final 2 seconds. Looks like they're keeping the offense out on the field.
You might as well. You're down by 2 scores. You want to try and cut it down to 7 if you can. Huge gamble here. Padala. The flag is down. This is going to be a high pass to the corner. It's caught. Did he get a foot down? No, he did not. It's a great catch, but he's out of the back of the end zone. However, there is some laundry on the field. If it's a defensive flag, we'll at least have 1 untimed down.
I mean, Padala is signaling for flag for, I presume he wants pass interference, and I kind of agree with him. It was a bit of a shoving match down there, but we'll have to see what the refs say.
Well, it looks like they picked up the flag and waved it off because the Woodford County Yellow Jackets are running towards the locker room. So, surprised. I thought maybe they were going to call a offsides. You know, when you see that in the NFL with either Aaron Rodgers or even a Patrick Mahomes, and they get that free play out of it. But unfortunately, it was not there. But we've seen some good action here in the first half. 21-7 Yellow Jackets over the Heritage Panthers. We will take a break here for halftime. We're going to be in about an 18 to 20-minute break. We'll bring you all of the second half here on Varsity Sports Nation. Again, if you're on the Brevard Sports Network as well, thank you for tuning in as well. Again, Brian Kelly and Conrad Volch here. We'll see you in the second half.
In the world of sports, every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Council, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
With our experienced legal team by your side, you can rest easy.
Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Council and maximize your opportunities.
Come on, right? Oh, come on! Oh, what a bad call!
You have no business being out there.
Terrible!
You know, I'm a person too.
All new at 6, a broadcaster in Brevard County is recovering tonight after a bad fall while on the job. Caleb Brown was calling a youth football game over the weekend when he fell 20 feet from a platform he was standing on.
He's still in the hospital, and that community is rallying behind him. Fox 35's Esther Bauer has more on his road to recovery.
I'm standing in the Brevard Sports Network studio where Caleb Brown spent a lot of his time, but this bond is bigger than that. He also lived here with the founder, who's now helping him recover after a tragedy.
It's going to be a foot race, and he's winning by at least 5 yards. Touchdown, Astronaut.
The community knows Caleb Brown by his voice. He's a beloved sports broadcaster for youth and prep sports at the Brevard Sports Network. Today, he's in a hospital bed after a bad fall on Saturday in Volusia County.
The scaffolding that he was operating on blew over in the wind, and he hit the ground. A big man like Caleb hits the ground from 20 feet. It's a hard fall.
Alan Slaughterzinski runs the Facebook and YouTube-based sports network. Now he's trying to help his colleague recover.
He's like a son to me.
Alan says the community support's been amazing so far.
I literally had over 200 texts and phone calls.
But Caleb is badly hurt.
And I get emotional talking about it, but to see him in that condition and to know what he went through and what he's going to go through, it hurts. He's got, pelvic fractures and internal injuries, and it's going to be at least an 8 to 12 month recovery process.
While we were there with Alan, Caleb called in.
I'm in extreme pain. I just got out of surgery.
What do you want to say to people that are just praying for you and wishing for a speedy recovery?
Thank you all for the support and love. It means a lot to see the lives that we've had the opportunity to touch.
And there is still no set timeline for when Caleb can come back home. BSN says they're still going to be broadcasting, but not as much after losing such an important member of the team. Reporting in Melbourne, Esther Bauer, Fox 35 News.
My name is Brent Bishop. I'm a fitness expert, kinesiologist. I own a studio, Think Fitness Studios. And aside from that, I'm a fitness expert on a national program that airs weekly. And what I experienced today, it's still kind of blowing me away, actually. Because, I'm used to working out and pushing myself to the limit. On 2 particular exercises, I didn't think, I couldn't do anything else, definitely, physically. And then just to be able to all of a sudden perform with good form and bang out, 3 to 5 more reps on something, it just blew me away. So, yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
In the world of sports, every move counts. Every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Council, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
Our team specializes in legal counsel, ensuring every contract is airtight and every deal is in your best interest.
In this new world, financial responsibility is even more important than ever before. We ensure our clients understand this new responsibility and educate them on how to navigate it properly. Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in their short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Council and maximize your opportunities. Legal, financial, branding, legacy. Your future starts here.
Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself.
Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself.
Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself. Sportsmanship is respect for the game and those who play it.
The FHSA reminds you to take on the responsibility of good sportsmanship.
Play strong, play hard, play fair.
Fans, don't embarrass your school, your kids, or yourself.
It's just a game. Now be a great fan.
Be a great fan.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
Super Patch is the most advanced wearable technology in the market, with 15+ years of research and development. Super Patches are 100% drug-free, non-invasive, and backed by science. Our skin absorbs and transmits information from many different types of stimulation. Every physical, emotional, and psychological function has a corresponding neural code or message in our brain that controls and regulates it. Due to factors such as injury, stress, genetics, etc., these neural codes can get disrupted, leading to poor health, wellness, and performance. At Super Patch, we've decoded these neural messages that manage the neural control of physical, emotional, and psychological functions. Every single super patch has a unique pattern of ridges in it, similar to a QR code. When these ridges come in contact with our skin, the receptors in and around our skin send a message to our brain, which then decodes it. This intricate pattern of ridges is known as vibrotactile technology, or VTT for short. When the patch stimulates the skin receptors, it generates and sends a very complex signal to our brain to correct the specific neural codes that may be disrupted. The effects are almost immediate, so you focus less on overcoming wellness and quality of life challenges and more on living a happier and healthier life. Whether it's improving your sleep, enhancing your sports performance, or unlocking other life-enhancing benefits, Super Patch has you covered. Try Super Patch today and start your health and wellness journey. www.superpatch.com.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
In the world of sports, every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Council, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
With our experienced legal team by your side, you can rest easy.
Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Council and maximize your opportunities.
Come on, right? Oh, come on! Oh, what a bad call! You have no business being out there. Terrible!
You know, I'm a person too.
All new at 6, a broadcaster in Brevard County is recovering tonight after a bad fall while on the job. Caleb Brown was calling a youth football game over the weekend when he fell 20 feet from a platform he was standing on.
He's still in the hospital, and that community is rallying behind him. Fox 35's Esther Bauer has more on his road to recovery.
I'm standing in the Brevard Sports Network studio where Caleb Brown spent a lot of his time, but this bond is bigger than that. He also lived here with the founder, who's now helping him recover after a tragedy.
It's going to be a foot race, and he's winning by at least 5 yards. Touchdown, astronaut.
The community knows Caleb Brown by his voice. He's a beloved sports broadcaster for youth and prep sports at the Brevard Sports Network. Today, he's in a hospital bed after a bad fall on Saturday in Volusia County.
The scaffolding that he was operating on blew over in the wind, and he hit the ground. A big man like Caleb hits the ground from 20 feet. It's a hard fall.
Alan Slaughterzinski runs the Facebook and YouTube-based sports network. Now he's trying to help his colleague recover.
He's like a son to me.
Alan says the community support's been amazing so far.
I literally had over 200 texts and phone calls.
But Caleb is badly hurt.
And I get emotional talking about it, but to see him in that condition and to know what he went through and what he's going to go through, it hurts. He's got, pelvic fractures and internal injuries, and it's going to be at least an 8 to 12 month recovery process.
While we were there with Alan, Caleb called in.
I'm in extreme pain. I just got out of surgery.
What do you want to say to people that are just praying for you and wishing for a speedy recovery?
Thank you all for the support and love. It means a lot to see the lives that we've had the opportunity to touch.
And there is still no set timeline for when Caleb can come back home. BSN says they're still going to be broadcasting, but not as much after losing such an important member of the team. Reporting in Melbourne, Esther Bauer, Fox 35 News.
My name is Brent Bishop. I'm a fitness expert, kinesiologist. I own a studio, Think Fitness Studios. And aside from that, I'm a fitness expert on a national program that airs weekly. And what I experienced today, it's still kind of blowing me away, actually. Because, I'm used to working out and pushing myself to the limit. On 2 particular exercises, I didn't think like I couldn't do anything else, definitely, physically. And then just to be able to all of a sudden perform with good form and bang out, 3 to 5 more reps on something, it just blew me away. So, yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
In the world of sports, every move counts. Every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Council, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
Our team specializes in legal counsel, ensuring every contract is airtight and every deal is in your best interest.
In this new world, financial responsibility is even more important than ever before. We ensure our clients understand this new responsibility and educate them on how to navigate it properly. Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in their short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Council and maximize your opportunities. Legal, financial, branding, legacy. Your future starts here.
Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself.
Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself.
Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself. Sportsmanship is respect for the game and those who play it.
The FHSA reminds you to take on the responsibility of good sportsmanship.
Play strong, play hard, play fair.
Fans, don't embarrass your school, your kids, or yourself.
It's just a game. Now be a great fan.
Be a great fan.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
Super Patch is the most advanced wearable technology in the market, with 15 plus years of research and development. Super Patches are 100% drug-free, non-invasive, and backed by science. Our skin absorbs and transmits information from many different types of stimulation. Every physical, emotional, and psychological function has a corresponding neural code or message in our brain that controls and regulates it. Due to factors such as injury, stress, genetics, etc., these neural codes can get disrupted, leading to poor health, wellness, and performance. At Super Patch, we've decoded these neural messages that manage the neural control of physical, emotional, and psychological functions. Every single Super Patch has a unique pattern of ridges in it, similar to a QR code. When these ridges come in contact with our skin, the receptors in and around our skin send a message to our brain, which then decodes it. This intricate pattern of ridges is known as vibrotactile technology, or VTT for short. When the patch stimulates the skin receptors, it generates and sends a very complex signal to our brain to correct the specific neural codes that may be disrupted. The effects are almost immediate, so you focus less on overcoming wellness and quality of life challenges and more on living a happier and healthier life. Whether it's improving your sleep, enhancing your sports performance, or unlocking other life-enhancing benefits, Super Patch has you covered. Try Super Patch today and start your health and wellness journey. www.superpatch.com.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
In the world of sports, every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Council, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
With our experienced legal team by your side, you can rest easy.
Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Council and maximize your opportunities.
Come on! Are you lying? Oh, come on! Oh, what a bad call! out there.
You know, I'm a person too.
All new at 6, a broadcaster in Brevard County is recovering tonight after a bad fall while on the job. Caleb Brown was calling a youth football game over the weekend when he fell 20 feet from a platform he was standing on.
He's still in the hospital, and that community is rallying behind him. Fox 35's Esther Bauer has more on his road to recovery.
I'm standing in the Brevard Sports Network studio where Caleb Brown spent a lot of his time, but this bond is bigger than that. He also lived here with the founder, who's now helping him recover after a tragedy.
It's going to be a foot race, and he's winning by at least 5 yards. Touchdown, Astronaut.
The community knows Caleb Brown by his voice. He's a beloved sports broadcaster for youth and prep sports at the Brevard Sports Network. Today, he's in a hospital bed after a bad fall on Saturday in Volusia County.
The scaffolding that he was operating on blew over in the wind, and he hit the ground. A big man like Caleb hits the ground from 20 feet. It's a hard fall.
Alan Slaughterzinski runs the Facebook and YouTube-based sports network. Now he's trying to help his colleague recover.
He's like a son to me.
Alan says the community support's been amazing so far.
I literally had over 200 texts and phone calls.
But Caleb is badly hurt.
And I get emotional talking about it, but to see him in that condition and to know what he went through and what he's going to go through, it hurts. He's got, pelvic fractures and internal injuries, and it's going to be at least an 8 to 12 month recovery process.
While we were there with Alan, Caleb called in.
I'm in extreme pain. I just got out of surgery.
What do you want to say to people that are just praying for you and wishing for a speedy recovery?
Thank you all for the support and love. It means a lot to see the lives that we've had the opportunity to touch.
And there is still no set timeline for when Caleb can come back home. BSN says they're still going to be broadcasting, but not as much after losing such an important member of the team. Reporting in Melbourne, Esther Bauer, Fox 35 News.
Welcome back to Varsity Sports Nation, and also welcome into everybody from the Brevard Sports Network as well. It's our privilege and pleasure to bring you live action here from the land of Palm Bay, Florida, where the Woodford County Yellow Jackets are taking on the home team of the Heritage High School Panthers. Once again, my name is Conrad Volch. That is Brian Kelly. Brian, I mean, it's 21-7 right now, but it doesn't really, I mean, I don't know about you, but it does not feel like a 21-7 game. What do you think about what you've seen?
You know, you said it perfectly. I feel like that's how some of these high school games go. You feel like it should be either more or less, kind of balance the score type of thing. Obviously, both these teams have had productive drives, some more than others, but at the end of the day, it is still 21-7. I will say, though, I think Heritage penalties and whatnot have shot themselves in the foot, prevented this from being a one score or tie game, I should say.
You bring up penalties and you bring up miscues, and probably the two biggest ones. We saw one, it resulted in a 3rd and 50, which was an incomplete pass, turned into a punt. And then the most recent one was that drive going into halftime. They had it 1st and goal from the 9, ended up 3rd and goal from the 25. We thought it was going to be maybe an untimed down, and then it turned into they just picked up the flag and went in. Heritage still gets the ball coming out of halftime, but you still have that in the back of your mind. If you were a player or a coach having that happen to you, what are you telling your guys in the locker room as you have to come out and try again as you get the ball back?
What I'm telling them is to get that out of the back of your mind, because this is the last kind of advantage you have left unless you create like some sort of turnovers or get stops. So you have to capitalize on this drive. If you're still in the mud, still thinking about 3rd and 50, that drop snap, then you're going to it's going to be a 3 and out on this drive, and Woodford's going to have a chance to put you away.
Absolutely. Speaking of Woodford, I just want to come forward and apologize. I had numbers, I had a roster and a list all planned out. Unfortunately, a lot of them were the wrong numbers. We've got them all updated for you, so we will be calling the accurate numbers. Just wanted to say that first and foremost. But, yeah, just made a mistake there. Got all my stuff off of Max Preps and forgot to check the one Kentucky website. So we got that all fixed. But nonetheless, like I said, seen some good stuff from the passing game of Woodford and the running and the run defense from Heritage. But just what Coach Benson was talking about, he wanted to cut back on mistakes and penalties. They made the mistakes and the penalties in the first half, but luckily for Heritage, you've got a whole half to work with.
Absolutely, and you could tell the first couple drives were rough, and granted, those last 2 drives were rough, but they were rough because of self-inflicted wounds rather than the offense just wasn't going. So that's kind of something you can take away from. You can say, okay, so if we just clean it up a little bit here, we can potentially knock down, score some touchdowns here. Again, their offense has been flowing the last few drives, but really they've been their own greatest enemy.
Yeah, and you look at, last week, didn't score a single point against Cocoa, 37-0. Whole different story here is we're going to start off with an onside squib kick. It's a battle for the football. And Heritage, very lucky to get that. They will start on the positive side of the 50.
I mean, we talk about trying to, rewrite those mistakes. I mean, that was almost a big one right out the half. But luckily, Heritage, was able to fall in it. Now, set up with some pretty good field position. Let's see if Padala and the crew can capitalize on this.
Yeah, sometimes, I talked about in the first half, you have to take advantage of what the other team gives you. Well, that almost turned into Woodford taking advantage of what Heritage did. Luckily for Heritage, got the ball on the Jacket 48-yard line. It's a brand new half. We'll see what they can do with it here. They're going to have 2 running backs in the backfield, 2 receivers out to the left. And still number 7, Jordan Padala, in at quarterback. They'll hand it into the big man in the backfield. That is number 25 of Drayvon Lee. Called his name a number of times. There is a marker down at the Jacket 44.
Yeah, and you really need to. We saw more laundry from both teams, but specifically from Heritage, specifically with a lot of self-inflicted personal fouls and such. You have to clean those up. Holding, maybe you can get away with because that's an effort play, but you can't really get away with stuff like personal foul, like these unsportsmanlike conducts that someone got ejected. You can't have that, and they're already marching backwards here in the to start the second half.
So they made the motion for false start, which in some cases that also means illegal procedure. So because they let the play out anyway. So this will be a 1st and 15 from their own 47. Another handoff, and not a lot of where to go for number 25 of Drayvon Lee. First one to get there was number 58 of DeMarcos Jones.
And you hate to keep harping on it, but that's why the penalties are so important, because you go from, it was a 3 or 4 yard run, so 2nd and 6 or 7, and now you're looking at, 2nd and 19, something like that? So that's just a big-time penalty for Heritage. It might not seem like much because it's 5 yards, but, making all the difference here.
This is the second drive that Heritage has started on the positive side of the 50, going back to that 23-yard score that they had in that first quarter, but can't really do a whole lot when you go backwards. Luckily, it's second down. If you get at least 9, that'll make that third down way more manageable. Double out to the left, double out to the right. They're going to pass here. Padala, ton of time. Over the middle, what a catch. And how about that? 19-yard throw for a first down. That's the number 15, Alexander Fralin. Exactly how they drew it.
Yeah, Padala shut me up real quick. thanks to his line, that is not only the most time he's had all day. That's easily the most time anyone's had all day. He looked like he had just plenty of time to sit there he had time to sit there for a couple minutes there.
Tom Brady, Peyton Manning type of time back there as this will be run up the middle. Another flag is down. Wonder if it's a holding or another illegal procedure than what we saw about 3 plays ago.
It's kind of hard not to pick apart the defense when you got that much time to read and scan and you got nobody in your face.
Absolutely. This time it's going to be a holding call. So basically back-to-back down and distances. The first down, which would have been 1st and 5 or 2nd and 5 to begin, became 1st and 15. This time becomes 1st and 20, but distance really, again, it's been a short drive. Really hasn't been a problem for them.
Yeah, and you got penalty, big play, penalty. So it's been 1 step forward, 2 steps back type of thing. We'll see if they can bounce back from this one, but again, another 1st and 15 plus.
And it's, and I was talking about on the second 18, get minimum 9. Well, they said, hey, watch this. And they got 19. But those get you back to that mindset of, okay, we can reset, because 1st and 10 sounds a whole lot better than even 3rd and 9.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, again, you got to give credit to the pass protection. Allowed Padala to have plenty of time to make that throw. Got to see if they can keep that up.
Padala's had some good protection for most of the night, but that was by far the best one we've seen. Because, I mean, no holding, no yanking, nothing. It was just, okay, cool. All right, bet. I'm going to stay in my phone booth right here. I'm going to slide. Oh, there you are. Bam.
And I'm still new to this calling BSN games, but I think that's probably one of the cleanest pockets I've seen this whole season. Like, he had so much time. He looked comfortable. He was just standing there. He wasn't even moving around. Just stood there, complete the pass, 20 yards, boom, first down.
Well, I mean, you've had the experiences here against Seminole. You got to go up against up at Astronaut High School with Vieira. I mean, Vieira was getting to Astronaut all night long. But on the Vieira side, very good pocket, and that was a rain slop game in the first quarter as well.
Absolutely.
So, what an inch! I mean, we still are waiting for 1st and 20. Looked like they were having maybe issues where the ball was spotted. They've now moved it back to the Panther 49, I guess. So 1st and 21? I don't know.
I mean, bottom line, they're on the wrong side of the 50, given how they've been playing on this drive.
And believe it or not, this drive started on the Yellow Jacket 49. So, more room to work.
Yeah.
So they're going to move the stick all the way back. So this will be a 1st and a while. I'm going to say 22. This will be a handoff to the big man. Clears the corner. He's got a lane. What a run by John White. So, like I said, more room to work, and that makes it an even more manageable second down.
And one step forward, one step back and forth we go. We go chunk play penalty. Heritage is making up for the lack of mistakes that they weren't doing as well in the first half.
Is this the new cheat code for Heritage, chunk play penalty?
I mean, maybe. It's kind of opening up their playmakers, opening up their offense here.
Like the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Heritage has found something here early in the third. Another penalty marker down.
Well, there we go.
Drayvon Lee trying to get his motor going here in the third. 9:17 to go in the second. Cleanest quarter we've seen was the first.
Easily.
One thrown penalty marker the entire quarter. I don't think I've seen that at any level thus far this year.
And that was, I believe, on a PAT with like a minute left in the quarter. So,
yeah.
I mean, that just tells you how clean that quarter was.
So this will be on Heritage. They're going to back them up again.
See if we can do a little rinse and repeat. Look for big chunk play here at 15 yards.
It looks like it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. It went from 2nd and 4 to 2nd and 9. So not as bad as it could have been. So 2 receivers out to the right. 2 backs in the backfield. And they're going to split out Lee. This time another huge run. And looked like the football might have come out. No, it didn't. But hard running here by John White. We've seen good stuff from John White and Nathaniel Owens all night from the Panthers. And I've mentioned the Panthers den earlier. Those are the cats that you want to keep churning all night long.
Absolutely. Another great, nice play on words. I mean, it's not just you. I thought there was a fumble too. I thought the ball was on the ground, but Heritage maintains, and it was a 3rd and manageable here now.
I think it was just how he flailed when he fell, and then how the defensive guys reacted. Because sometimes you see, even if it's not loose, you see it, it's like, oh, candy, yeah! So, or in my case, ice cream, but, neither here nor there. Padala will throw it. Completed. First down. And still going. And that'll be all the way down to, they're in the red zone. I think it's down to the 18. So, penalty chunk, penalty this, whatever. It's working.
Yeah, it's been working for Heritage. They've been picking up the slack, and that's kind of, like I said earlier, not really, they were letting the penalties affect their drives last time. This time they're thriving, even disregarding the setbacks that they've been facing.
So, I mean, we talk about sparks, and, you know, the first thing to get a fire started is you need a spark. And sometimes it's easy when you're in a dry climate, haven't had rain in a while, you know, one little quick spark off a piece of wood or a match, boom, whole forest is on fire. Well, this one, we're in kind of a wetter climate. It rains a lot. Sometimes it takes a minute, you know, rubbing sticks together. But for some reason, that slow drip of the gasoline, now you start to see the match come alive for Heritage. They're starting to find a groove here, and I think this is maybe their new method. Not the penalties, don't get me wrong, but it's even if there's a penalty, you don't see panic. Mm-hmm. And I think that's we haven't really talked about that in this game, is the word panic. You know, you get in situations, you're down by 2 scores, you have to take that deep breath and go, all right, next play.
Yeah, and I feel like when you say sparks, I feel like it's kind of like you have what do you call it? A lighter. You're seeing sparks, sparks. Eventually a flame's going to come about. We kind of saw a little bit of a flame with that run, but Heritage keeps sparking. They keep sparking right now, and eventually they'll be scoring some touchdowns, getting some fire going here.
Absolutely. That's the thing, is you can have the spark, but you have to turn it into a big engorging flame. And can they do it here? 7:47 left. Another strong run up the middle. Ran into a wall. There goes a Woodford. Might have been a Woodford helmet. I don't know. Could have been a Panthers helmet. Both helmets are white tonight.
Yeah.
Panthers are in the black uniforms, white lettering. Woodford in the white pants and black pants and white jerseys. So that'll be a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 from, it looks like, the 15. So good response after the drive that came up empty at the end of the first half to just erase it and just pedal on.
Yeah, and you got to imagine with the way their offense has been going, this has got to be 4-down territory, especially with the time dwindling down here and the way they've been getting chunk plays.
That's a quick handoff to Malik Clark. We've seen him get some touches in that first half. And trying to still establish the run game, but we're starting to see the Yellow Jackets get into that bend, don't break inside the 20s. It's like, we'll give you in between the 20s, but once it's the red zone, now you got to earn it here.
Absolutely, and we'll see if they adopt that bend, don't break mentality. It's going to be very interesting to see because Heritage needs a score. Woodford doesn't necessarily need a stop. They'd like a stop, but Heritage needs a score more than Woodford needs a stop.
3rd and 8 from the 14. Looked like they were going to snap it. They look back towards the sideline, waiting for the play call from Coach Benson. Cannot take too long. It might turn into a delay of game.
They already racked up one of those in the first half. Got to be careful.
They did. And looks like it's going to be timeout. Wow. So timeout Heritage. They'll have 2 left for the remainder of the second half.
That just means you got to play just that much better because you don't want that to come back to bite you. You don't want to have a scenario where you need 3 timeouts, only have 2.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where, you know, you're in a situation, it's 3rd and 8, which is very manageable.
100%.
They had the 19-yard catch in 2nd and 18. We saw the long third down conversion as well. But you don't want to get, especially at this point in the field, you don't want to end up with a 3rd and 13. Because, again, you can still convert it. You've proven that on this drive. But there's just some about 3rd and 13 within the red zone that just is, it's that weird, like, hey, we can get a first down or touchdown, but then sometimes you get that drop and you have to try for a field goal.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of just that weird middle ground. But, yeah, taking that penalty would have been bad. So it's just a good call. Unfortunately, have to take the timeout. But, again, like I said, Heritage, they have to go all in on this drive. They have played too well on this drive to not score a touchdown, and they've already taken off about 6 minutes of clock, so they can't come up empty-handed here.
Absolutely not. So 3rd and 8 from the 14. And that will not get too much yardage there. Might have even lost a yard. So 4th and about 8 or 9 for the Panthers. Looks like they're going to leave their offense on the field.
I do not disagree with this at all. This is the right call. Again, I know you might come away with nothing, but I feel like you just got to go. You got to go for it. You've wasted too much time. You've had too productive of a drive to just settle for 3 and then give it back to Woodford.
So we'll see what comes of this. 4th and 9 from the 16. They need the 7 for a first down. Jackets trying to get organized. They do. Padala looking for an open man. He's got a ton of time back there, rolling to his right. Throws it up, and through the hands in the back of the end zone. Wow.
Just an unfortunate way for that drive to end, but Padala had plenty of time there to set his feet. Kind of told his receiver, go up for it. Unfortunately, he put it where only he could have caught it, but just a little too much juice on it. Unfortunate way end to a good Heritage drive.
And it's not the same, but it's very similar to how that fourth quarter ended. And you had a not the prettiest drive, but you were moving the football, and it unfortunately ended with a drop in the back of the end zone. But as much as it's hard, as easy it is to say, the Jackets are in control, but you feel like if Heritage can keep it within that 14-point range, they still get a shot here.
Absolutely. And yeah, like you said, 14-point range. If it gets anything more than that with how much time's left, it's probably not looking too good, but it's got to keep it within striking distance.
Good run defense there by Heritage. That's been the theme for Heritage defense all night is the Yellow Jackets have had to earn every rush yard they've gotten against them. Of course, they had the long 35-yard run earlier tonight, but that's really the only gashing run they've had against this Panther defense.
Give credit to Heritage defense. That's been their calling card, and it's really kind of forced Woodford to be a little more one-dimensional than they would have liked.
So 2nd and 8 now from the 17. Back to pass. Nearly went down. It's a deep ball. Oh, my goodness, I think he caught it. That'll be a long catch down around the 48-yard line. Picked up there by number 6 of Grayson Hodge. Off the throw from Fox Coons.
And that's a little bit of what we saw on that very first drive when just beautiful precision, beautiful lanes opening up. Haven't seen a whole lot of that, so give credit to Heritage defense, but also give credit to the Jackets for executing on that, getting kind of back to what they were doing well in the first half.
Well, that's the thing when it comes to the sport of football. Whenever you see teams abandon what got them to the promised land, so I know probably people are tired of hearing this. The 2016 Super Bowl, the Atlanta Falcons got to the 28-3 lead for a reason. They abandoned it, and look what happened. Well, now if you're Woodford, as we see another run stuff here by the Panthers, their bread and butter is through the air. Also, they know how to run it, but their bread and butter has been through the air. And when they try to go away from it, we've seen it through the first half, and now we see it in the second half. The Panthers are like, all right, cool. You can run it. Go ahead. But we're right here. The pass, we're going to force you to pass it. But if you want to run it, right here. We got fresh spackled in between bricks. You're not getting through us.
And I'm sure there's probably at least one Falcons fan tonight who was not expecting to catch that type of stray. But you're totally right, though. You're totally right.
And nobody's safe. I'm just kidding. Trips to the left, 2 down to the right. Coons, good pass there. This will be enough for a first down, it looks like. Pass is caught by Darian Tomlin. Fox Coons has been the man back there all night. He can run it, he can find an opening, and he can also pass. And he's been under duress for a little bit of this game, and it doesn't really shake him at all. He just finds a way to either get that incomplete pass to prevent, the long sack, or finds a man open at the last second.
Yeah, and give credit to that Heritage pass rush. They're getting there, but they haven't gotten home yet. But they're still living in the backfield, making it uncomfortable.
Another handoff here to Darian Tomlin. He's been one of their faster runners for this Jacket offense. And that's the one thing that, if you're Heritage, you cannot let anybody get going is Darian Tomlin from that running back position. He seemed to catch and play on defense, but as soon as he gets those wheels turning, those old steam locomotives take a while to get going, but once they go, you better get out of the way, because if you get hit by that cow catcher, it's over.
Absolutely, and that's kind of what Woodford's kind of trying to get going here, a little locomotive type of offense, kind of slow and steady, but Heritage done a good job containing him for the most part.
Going around the right side. I think he got enough for a first down. Just past the sticks was Grayson Hodge. So another run to convert for a first down here for Woodford, and no hurry-up offense. Saw that a little bit in the second quarter. They're just taking their time and doing some methodical plays here.
Yeah, they know the clock's on their side. They know we're about to hit the fourth quarter. We got 2 minutes left in this quarter, 14 minutes left in the game. They have a 14-point lead. Clock 100% is a factor at this point in the game, and they are acting like it.
1:43 left here in the third. Oh, my goodness, that's a sack. And Coach Johnson talked about it when we talked to him in the pregame. Amir Parker drops Fox Coons in the backfield. That's a big sack for the Panthers.
Oh, yeah, like we were saying, they've been getting there. They've been getting close. They've been living in the backfield, making it uncomfortable. Hadn't gotten home yet. They get home here, and this is big time, knocking them out. I mean, we haven't seen their kicker yet attempt a field goal, but knocking them out of a presumptive field goal range here.
It's like back in the day when you go door to door and sell chocolate bars. You go, nobody's home. That time, hey, I'm home. Gotcha. Give me my $5. Or in this time, I'm going to sack you.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, they've just been knocking, like you said, knocking on the door all night. Someone finally opened, and they took advantage of that.
Gotcha. This time it's a handoff. Oh, my goodness, look at that lane. He's still going. This is Tomlin. He's going to go all the way in for a touchdown. There are no flags.
I mean, talk about a life sucker. That was, you had one of the biggest plays of the night on defense, followed by one of the biggest plays on the night on offense for Woodford. And now they kind of, like you said, kind of got a little bit above that 2-score threshold here. Looking to make it 21 points.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at, I mean, it's so backbreaking when you have a big sack like that. And then he just followed the open lane. He didn't have to really shimmy shake or nothing. The road was there. He just took it.
I feel like a big-time run like that is more devastating than a big-time pass. I don't know what it is about it, but I just feel it like that.
So back to kick is number 41 of Cash Wolf. He's 3 for 3. Can he make it 4 for 4? Kick is up, and it is good. So Mr. Wolf, not been used for field goals, doesn't matter. He's been perfect from the point after try. And if you're Heritage, I think the thing that really has been the two biggest backbreakers in this game for them has been the failure to score at the end of the half, and then having that drive beginning of the third quarter. Both kind of ended the same way, and whatever spark you had, it's going to be even harder to get it back.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last 3 drives, at least for Heritage, have been they've all gone in Woodford's favor. Whether it's the stops, the turnover, well, no turnovers, but the stops, the goal line stands and such, or that big breakaway run. Regardless, Heritage has lost the last 3 drives. They got to get something back here. Got to get something quick here, needing 3 scores in the final quarter.
So quick little stat that we're going to share with you right after this kick. It's received there by the Panthers. Woodford has not scored less than 31 points in their first 4 games. Their lone loss was to Munford out of Tennessee last week. They lost 49-35. And this is the 3rd non-Kentucky team they've played this season. And they started with they played Harvest Prep out of Ohio. They won 31-18. Then they played Munford, Tennessee last week. They've gone 1-1 against non-Kentucky teams, trying to make it 2-1. But, we talked to Coach Johnson before the game. Very high-scoring team, but as he said, got to work on third down. They've done a great job working on third down, but they just I think even if we were to interview him now, he would still say, "Hey, we got to do these other little
100%.
things."
He seems like that type of coach. And reading off that schedule, I mean, sounds like these guys travel more than some colleges I know. That's quite the travel.
That's good catch and spin around there. Well, the Ohio game, that was a home game, so this is their first true road game of the season. They started off at a neutral site location at Alvis Johnson Field. That was the 2025 Little Caesars Fort Herod Bowl. There was 4 teams that competed. Tate's Creek and Mercer County squared off. Tate's Creek won 66-29. Woodford County beat Fairdale 47-7, and I say this is their first true road game. That game was 25 miles away from school, so technically neutral site location, but still, yeah. The teams that they've gotten to play, Ohio, Tennessee, now travel all the way to Florida. We looked at the distance. As soon as they go home, we found out they're going home on Sunday. They'll have traveled 1,862 total miles, and we still got 5 games left in the season.
I mean, you know what they say, a team that travels together stays together. No one said that. I kind of made that up, but I think it's true. I mean, you traveling together with these guys, traveling on long road trips, you kind of make closer bonds, so I think that kind of helps them as a team. Might not help them on their gas budget, but 100% helps them as a team.
We'll have a timeout here. We'll take a quarter break. It's the end of the third. We'll head to the fourth. Woodford County leads Heritage 28-7. We'll bring you the fourth and final quarter when we return here on Varsity Sports Nation. Back here on Varsity Sports Nation, start of the fourth quarter, and Heritage will start with a quick handoff following that touchdown drive for Woodford County. And Woodford, this is their lowest scoring game they've had this season thus far. They've scored not less than 31 points in the first 4 games of the season, but again, give credit to where credit's due. The scoreboard might not show it, but Heritage has shown some very good bright spots, especially on run defense, Brian.
Yes, absolutely. And that's something you can take home, take it to the next weeks, the following weeks after that. Something to hone in on, something to know your strengths and execute on them.
Good pass play there. Oh, my goodness. Owens has a clear lane, and he just gets tripped up. Wow.
You talk about a spark. That's exactly what you need if you're Heritage. Quick and efficient. See if they can punch it in here.
Quick and efficient is right. Nearly turned into a 2-play touchdown. As we've got a Heritage player down. That's not what you want to see if you're the Panthers. 28-7 is your score, Brian. And I mean, I keep, you always have to look at the positive, and no matter what you look at, whether it's a close game, in this case a 3-score game, or what have you. I mean, that play we just saw, Heritage, they have the capabilities to do this. And, I alluded to last year, they started the season 1-4. They finished the season 4-1 to get into the playoffs, lost first round. But it's one of those things, it's the age-old saying, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. But if nothing else, this team from Kentucky in the top 20 in their state, and you get to compete against this is a good stretch for you, especially when you go to face districts later in the season.
Yeah, exactly. And iron sharpens iron. So if nothing else, you're taking away, you're playing against good athletes, some of the best in their state. Unfortunately, yeah, like we said earlier, Heritage, they wanted to finish better. They haven't finished drives as well as they would like to, but there are some positives that some of those bigger plays that they've had, the big chunk plays, the playmakers have been showing up, just haven't put as many points on the board as they would like.
Well, and it's crazy because this is the first non-Florida team that Heritage has played since 2016. That team was from Colorado. So every state kind of plays football. They kind of have their little style of it. You see some of the Midwest teams, they're kind of that more run-heavy team. A lot of the farm kids go and play. They're used to shucking hay all day or herding cows, and then they got to go beat the crap out of somebody on Friday. You look at states like Florida, it's like, oh, it's sunny all year. I'm happy. I can go to the beach.
Exactly.
I can, sling the pigskin around. every state does things differently, and it's kind of cool to see the different styles of play. Like today, Kentucky and Florida just going at it.
100%. Yeah, like you said, first time in almost a decade that they played a non-Florida team.
Quick run there. Be a third and about 6. About a 2-yard pickup. Here comes number 0 of Nathaniel Owens. He's been going to work a lot on this offense. That back of his jersey is, it's a good thing he's number 0 because that back of the jersey is covered in dirt from everything.
I'm going to be completely honest. When I saw him running to the end zone, I thought that they were black on black jerseys for a second. I forgot that it was black on white because, yeah, you're right. It's completely dirty back there.
So you've got Owens all the way out to the right. Got Kaiser Birch down there. Be a quick handoff to John White. Not sure if he gained a yard or no gain, but it's going to be a 4th and about 6, maybe 4th and 7. This will be the second straight drive for the Panthers. That will be a 4th down, not a 4th and goal, but a 4th and close to that, close to the end zone. And they need 7 yards for a first down, 12 yards to pay dirt.
And it's unfortunate when you get these scenarios like these where you have to go for it because the points aren't going to show, but you've been in the red zone multiple times, but unfortunately it's all or nothing here on these drives.
Padala rolling out to his right. He'll shuck it up in the air, and penalty marker in the end zone. So if the ball's dropped, you love to see the flag because usually 9 times out of 10 it's a PI. We'll see what they call.
Absolutely. That's another scenario so close to a big-time touchdown from Padala. I'm sure they'll take it, though.
I'm waiting to see what the referee signals. But they move the ball, it looks like, up to the 5-yard line, maybe the 7. They will call PI. Is it still going to be 4th down? So it'll be 4th down. Again, my apologies. I'm so used to the NFL rules where it's automatic first. So half the distance, it'll go from 4th and 7 to 4th and inches. So big play here for the Panthers. And Padala's got big man in the backfield, running to the left. Does he have enough to get there? Drayvon Lee. It's going to be the call.
I don't know. Just based off what I saw, it looks like he might have been short. We'll see.
And they do say short. The white hat points his finger the other direction, and another unfortunate. That's the 3rd straight failed drive that had potential to make it to the end zone that just could not cash in.
Yeah, and like I just said a few minutes ago, they've had I'm not sure the technicalities, but they've been deep in, believe, at least 3 red zone drives, and it's unfortunate because you've gotten so far behind that you have to go for touchdowns or nothing. So it's not going to show up on the scoreboard, but there's something you can take away from the fact that we've had multiple red zone drives, but we kind of they kind of forced our hand. We kind of had to go all in.
Well, it's one of those phrases, desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yep.
And sometimes, even when you're down, you get into positions where, we're down by 1, 2, in this case 3 scores. You kind of get to a point where you want to get into that mentality of, okay, 1 play at a time, 1 score at a time, but then sometimes you get that mentality of, I got to get it all back on this next play, and you just can't do that.
Yeah, and like my grandfather once said, the best way to eat an elephant is 1 bite at a time, so you kind of can't. There's no 21-point play in football. So you got to get it 1 drive at a time, 1 stop at a time, 1 score at a time, just rinse and repeat.
I mean, if this was the UFL, we'd have the touchdown with a 3-point play for
yes.
the Pen. So,
yeah. Even still, that still doesn't really help as much.
No. I haven't heard the elephant one in a while. That's an old one.
Old but gold.
So, again, run defense here by Heritage. Keeps it at 3rd and 10. And if they do this right, they'll have great field position pending they force a 4th down here. We've got 7:45 and ticking on the clock here in the 4th quarter.
And if nothing else, even if it's too late for them to stage a comeback, you still want to get points on the board, kind of build some positive momentum going in next week, put some good film on the tape. So, yeah, absolutely. They want to get this stop here, get some good field position, try and execute a good drive. Because they've been close on the last few.
So 3rd and 11. Line to gain, it looks like, is the 20. So back to pass is Coons. He'll heave it in the air, and no penalty marker. So 4th down, so Heritage forcing a 3-and-out here.
Could be blessed with excellent field position here.
So first time we've seen the punting unit come out for the Yellow Jackets in a while.
That's a sign of a pretty successful night if you're Woodford.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is high. That's a safety.
Funny enough, the last time we were here, they also had a safety, so something about Heritage and safeties. But now, now you get the ball back, get a couple extra points. Let's see what you can do here.
So that'll make the score 28-9. Cuts it down to a 19-point deficit. No matter what, Woodford has to kick it away, whether it's off the tee or in a punt style. So either way, Heritage is going to get the ball back. And you could turn this into a 9-point swing here. And should you get 7, makes it 28-16. Still a manageable game if you can go quickly.
Absolutely. You have to strike fast. That's the big thing. You can't take your time. You got to be quick and methodical. It can't really take any more than a couple minutes because, again, only 7 on the clock. Still down multiple scores.
So we'll see how the Yellow Jackets approach it if they decide to have a player hold the football down, or if they're just going to do a straight punt. Looks like they're going to do a punt here. High flying punt will land around the 33. And this is a speedy run back. Gets across the 50 by Kaiser Birch.
Little laundry on the field, too.
Speaking of laundry, Brian, that is tossed right around the Yellow Jacket 40. So we'll see if it's on the kicking team or if it's the 9 times out of 10 on the receiving team.
It would be a big plus for Heritage if it was on the kicking team, I'll tell you that much. But looks like you're probably right on that one. I mean, you are a stats guy after all, so.
I try. Stats don't tell the whole story, though. That is the funny thing.
This is true.
So it's going to be on the receiving team, excuse me. So what we thought was going to be the 3rd drive of the game from the plus side of the 50 for Heritage will now take place in their own territory. So it looks like they're going to place the football, still trying to find a place to put it down. Referee still has it. And it will be put down at the... Maybe. No, maybe. Are we sure? No. Looks like they're trying to decide between the 42 or the 43 of Heritage. I think they were trying to get the chain gang straightened up. And there we go. So the ball will be placed at the Heritage 43-yard line. 6:55 left here in the 4th. 28-9 Yellow Jackets. Heritage has to hurry.
Yeah, you got to operate out of the 2-minute offense for the next few drives.
Padala heaves it downfield. He's got him. Oh, he dropped it.
Oh, he's going to want that one back because he had green grass in front of him. That's exactly what you need if you're Heritage. You could not have drawn up a better play. One play drive touchdown would have been exactly what they needed. Instead, that's killer.
That was Nathaniel Owens who had the grass all as far as you could see, just could not quite haul it in. And if you're Owens, you just got to shake that off and move to the next play.
100%. Yeah, you can't let that bog you down, especially after you did have a big-time catch lead on that last drive.
Padala trying to look that way again. He'll decide to run it, and he'll throw it upfield.
That's going to be another flag.
Looks like this was caught by number 15 of Alexander Fralin. Excuse me. But it looks like it's coming back. So I'm guessing it was a holding call, so this will turn into a 2nd and 20 from all the way back at the 33-yard line.
See, now they're just working backwards here, shooting themselves in the foot. We'll see if they can overcome it like they have the last couple of drives, though.
So 6:25 and counting. This will be tossed over to Owens, trying to make a man miss. He did make one miss. Now there's a swarm of Jackets having to bring him down. He'll truck his way all the way down to about midfield.
Hey, I know it won't bring about 6 points like that last one would have, but made up for it. Next play mentality. Good job for Owens there on that one.
It's a 15-yard gain on 2nd and 20. This makes it 3rd and so much more manageable. 3rd and 5 here for the Panthers.
Cannot be overstated enough how big that play was, those extra few yards he gained.
Back to Paso again. Padala throws it outside, trying to run through some traffic and dragging defenders with him is Kaiser Birch. See where they spot it.
And again, back-to-back plays with good hustle, extra effort, breaking those 2nd, 3rd, and 4th tackles, trying to get any yardage they can.
And that's just it. I mean, it's, you look at the game like this, and that's what the coaches are going to look at on tape is how much effort are you giving no matter what the score is right now. And that's another thing. You had a one-play touchdown that could have cut this down to potentially a 13-point game. How are you going to respond to that? And look at what they're doing. They're getting some chunk plays. They're running through guys. And most importantly, they're hustling through it and finding ways to earn the first down. I mean, we made the joke on that one drive. It was chunk play, penalty. Chunk play, penalty. Then it was chunk penalty. I mean, they've fought through adversity in this game. Again, doesn't show on the scoreboard being a 28-9 game, but considering that they're playing a team in the top 25 in the state of Kentucky who regularly goes to playoffs, regularly gets 10-plus wins a year, I mean, this is something that's very positive to see if you're Coach Benson.
Yes, 100%. Like you said, had a bad play. How do you respond? The dude who mopes his head might not get as much playing time as the dude who just picks up his head. Next play, let me go help my team get 4 or 5 extra yards by pure effort and will, trying to grind out more yardage.
That is the case as well. So 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line of the Jackets. Padala will step back outside the pocket. He'll throw it forward. He's got a man down there, and it's through the hands of Owens. Like a near collision down there. We've got a Panther and a Yellow Jacket down in the end zone. That's not something you want to see if you're either team. Wow. Hopefully those two men are okay, but we've got a man down for the Jackets and one for the Panthers. We will take a break here on Varsity Sports Nation. We return 5:18 left in the 4th, 28-9, Woodford County.
In the world of sports, every move counts. Every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Council, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
Our team specializes in legal counsel, ensuring every contract is airtight and every deal is in your best interest.
In this new world, financial responsibility is even more important than ever before. We ensure our clients understand this new responsibility and educate them on how to navigate it properly. Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in their short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Council and maximize your opportunities. Legal, financial, branding, legacy. Your future starts here.
We welcome you back here into Varsity Sports Nation. Once again, my name is Conrad Volch alongside Brian Kelly. And Brian, luckily for both guys, they got up and were safe. That was number 0 of Nathaniel Owens for Heritage and number 1 of Christopher Reed Jr. that had that collision in the end zone. But glad to see both guys got up and everyone is okay. But that's never like to see collisions like that.
Yeah, it's definitely scary. One of the worst parts of the game for sure.
This will be handed off. Called his name a number of times. Drayvon Lee of the Panthers. He's been really one of their workhorses they've had. Freshman running back, averaging 51 yards a game. At 77 against Titusville. And again, we mentioned Nathaniel Owens. He came into this game. We didn't have quite the stats from Coco, but before the Coco game, 299 total yards and 4 TDs. His best game was 176 against Titusville this year. The funny thing about him, he either scores 2 touchdowns or he doesn't score any at all. That's how it's been this year.
He's been a playmaker for sure. And even though he hasn't connected as much with Padal on some of these, they're taking the deep shot, and he's been their focal point for those shots.
He's got the speed, and so does this guy. Oh, my goodness, he's taking it down. Just like Dominic Toretto said, we need family. There it is. Malik Clark for a Panther touchdown.
I mean, what a reference. I like that reference, and I like that run from Heritage, breaking through the defense, through the secondary, giving a little bit of life to this home crowd here.
I mean, it might not have been the speed they wanted to score, but this is what you want to see from your team. Keep that fight, keep the horses moving, and that was an impeccable play.
Yeah, and like I said, if nothing else, at the very least, you're getting some positive film for next week. And some momentum, get a little bit of the bad taste out of your mouth. But, I mean, hey, stranger things have happened. That's all I'll say. I've seen larger comebacks. And like you said, a little nod at the 28-3 earlier.
Well, no, it's crazy because this is, if you're Heritage, you just lined up looking like you were going to go for 2. You just made Woodford burn a timeout. So now both y'all have 2 timeouts left versus just 2 versus 3. So now it kind of gives it a thing. It's like, okay, if we get this 2-point conversion, now it's an 11-point game. You know, still got to put 2 drives together, get some stops. But, you know, sometimes it's funny. You look at high school, you look at college, no lead is safe, Brian. And especially right now, you kind of feel a little bit of a momentum switch right now. The question is, can Heritage keep it going?
Yeah, 100%. We'll see. The momentum's 100% on Heritage's side. We'll see if it's a little too late. But I realistically think all they need is one big play. They need it. Granted, it needs to be a turnover or something of that nature. Can't let them waste down more time. But if they're able to get that spark play, we're talking about a whole new ballgame.
Absolutely. Well, Woodford County, every time it seems like Heritage has found life, they say, hey, take the stinger and walk away because we're going to take it right back. But we'll see what Heritage can do here. They're going to go for the 2. That quarterback is Padala, rolling to his right, throws it up in the air. It's caught! It's converted! 28-17 is the score.
Hey, still 4.5 to go. I mean, again, like we said, stranger things have happened. No lead is safe.
So John White, who's done most of his work running, caught the 2-point conversion. So now 11-point game, 4:25 left to go. Each team with 2 timeouts. We'll see if they try the onside kick or if they try to kick it deep. But this is going to be if you're going to try an onside kick, this would be the time to do it.
Yeah, I agree. You kind of want to I feel like you want to get it out of the way now. If you have a legitimate shot, you want to know now. You don't want to really kind of play that safe game, try to maybe hedge your bets on a 3 and out. If you can get this ball right here, go for it.
So lining up to kick it is number 35 of Aiden Berrios. And they will try the short kick, and that'll go right into the wide open arms of Amari Jointer. So it wasn't quite the onside kick, but they've been consistent on the shorter kicks against this Woodford team. And if nothing else, Woodford, we probably will expect will try the run game. And if you're Heritage, you just got to stop the run. You cannot let any more first downs, and you just never know. You just got to play your game. Just like Coach Benson said, stick to your game.
Yeah, 1 first down for all intents and purposes probably ends this one, but Heritage has had their moments. They've had their defensive stops, but the time is now. Obviously, got to get one here.
Yeah, this team coming off a 37-0 loss to Cocoa. Both these teams nursing losses as well. Heritage trying to break a 3-game losing streak after starting 1-0. Back to pass. Coons throws it, and it's caught. This will be streaking down the right side of the field. Makes a man miss. Is still going. Grayson Hodge takes the ball all the way down to the 25-yard line. And this is what we've seen all night from the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, one word to describe Hodges, playmaker. He has been just all over the field. Shifty. Again, his shifty athletic nature allowed him to get an extra 10 to 15 yards on that play, and it would have been just barely a first down.
We hear the marching band for Heritage trying to be loud to provide some electricity for the defense and a distraction for the Jacket offense. Fox Coons back to pass. He's got wide doubles. First receive, trips to the left. Coons throws it, and it's tipped. Ooh. Looking for his old reliable man, Darian Tomlin.
There was a defender there. You're talking about the spark play, the turnover that they need. Just unfortunately, right place or wrong place, right time, I believe.
So 2nd and 10. Most importantly, that stops the clock, if nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing if you don't want to do, if you're Woodford County, is you want to let this clock bleed.
Absolutely. And if I know it's kind of far-fetched here, if you're able to somehow force a quick field goal, you're still down 14, I believe, so it's still in the realm of possibility. Obviously, you don't want to give up any points, but it's still in there, potentially.
There's another run. This will be a 3rd and about 4. So big down coming up for either side. If you're Woodford County, you can kind of get Heritage to start thinking about burning those last 2 timeouts. But if you're Heritage, you want to try and, if you get like a deep sack or a something, it can force Woodford to maybe look at kicking a field goal for the first time today.
Yeah, regardless, Woodford has shown aggression on 4th down. That you do need a big-time play on defense, preferably a sack.
Fox Coons has receiver to each side, 2 backs in the backfield. Hand off. Flag is down. We'll see if it's a holding call or if it's a defensive penalty. .234 left here in this 4th quarter. We'll see what the flag is. It's going to be, it looks like a legal procedure on the Yellow Jackets. So back it up to 3rd and 9.
I got to wonder, where do you think the Jackets would draw the line? With how aggressive they've been on 4th down, where do you think 4th and 9 they would go for the field goal?
See, I'm not sure because I think you would at least try it because you're up by 11. But they also had that 4th and 9 on their very first drive and got a touchdown. So I don't know. I think it's a weird possibility. It's 3rd and 10, so I think as the time clicks down, maybe I think what they might do if they don't get it is just burn a timeout and then run a play. I have no idea. Quick run play here to
We might get to find out here.
Kalasha Panthers come in. So no gain on the play. Looks like it's going to be about 4th and about 10 and a half, 11. And that'll be the second charge timeout for Heritage with 1:47 left here in the 4th. So we'll take a quick break. Big decision to make for Woodford County. Are they going to attempt their first field goal of the game, or are they going to go for it? We'll give you the answer when we return here on Varsity Sports Nation.
Come on, Ray! Oh, come on! Oh, what a bad call! You have no business being out there. Terrible!
You know, I'm a person too.
Back in action here on Varsity Sports Nation here in the land of Palm Bay, Florida. 4th and 11 here for Woodford County. They decided to go for it. Back to pass is Coons up in the air, and looks like it's going to be another first down on a 4th and long. And, I mean, that's just been the automatic. Doesn't matter. It's just they've been so automatic for 4th down tonight, bro.
Yeah, give credit to Woodford. That's just been their bread and butter. They have not failed on that the entire night. And you got to think later down the road in playoffs and beyond that, you got to think it might be helpful to have a fourth down offense, that kind of knows what they're doing, calm, cool, poised, collected under pressure.
Yeah, it's funny. We've started to see that throughout the sport of football. More teams are starting to go for it on 4th down, not just because it's a 9-man league or an 8-man football. You see it 11 all over the place, and it's a big run, touchdown, Woodford. So with that touchdown ran in by Darian Tomlin, 5 games, all 5 of them they have scored no less than 31 points, make it 34-17 pending the point after.
Heritage came close, and I was going to mention earlier that could have been a feather in their cap, holding them to their lowest point total. I mean, they still battled, had their good moments on defense, but that'd have been nice to hold them under 30, I'm sure.
So we'll have the point after here. Point after taken once again by number 41 of Cash Wolf. 4 for 4 on the day on point afters. Has not been asked to kick any field goals. Can he go 5 for 5? Kick is up, and it is good. Cash Wolf has been cash money from kicks, but hold on, there is a penalty marker down. Might have to go back and try it again unless the penalty is after the point after. Looks like it's going to be just added on to the kickoff as the Yellow Jackets trot their way back over to their sideline. So we're having a referee conference right about the 5-yard line. Personal foul on the defense. I think they're going to call it either leverage or leaping. So on a PAT or a field goal, you're not allowed, this is NFL rules in my head. I'm not sure how high school is, but you're not allowed to jump over. You can jump over, but you can't even jump over anymore. So the leverage part is you go over the top of the line, and the reason why they made that a penalty is to limit injuries. Mm-hmm. So that looks like that's what the penalty is. So I believe the Woodford County Yellow Jackets are going to be kicking it probably on the plus side of the field here, because normally they kick off from the 40. They're going to be kicking off from the Panther 45.
And you mentioned leverage. I hadn't heard that penalty in years, and then you hear it 2 times in a week, first with the Broncos and now with the Panthers.
I remember if you go back, I think it was to 2000 and 2003. It was the year after the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won their first Super Bowl with Brad Johnson. And Peyton Manning and the Colts, big comeback against them, and looked like they missed a field goal and then throw the flag, leaping. And they go to cut to Peyton Manning for back in 2003 when he was giving an interview. He's like, "Yeah, penalty. Wait, leaping? What?" So because it's just one of those calls. It's in the rule book, but you just forget it's there until it's called.
Yeah, you just hardly see it called.
It's almost like the fair catch kick. You know it's there, but it's almost never successful. That's going to be kicked, and this is, believe it or not, that's our first touchback that's gone through the end zone all day with 1:34 left here in the fourth. And, this game is 35-17, but we've seen just about everything. We've seen a safety on a bad snap. We've seen some long rushing touchdowns. We've seen some passes. We've seen, it's really weird because I keep saying this, the scoreboard truly just does not tell the whole story of this game.
And I feel like that happens a lot in sports. And again, like we said earlier, their hand was forced a little bit. They had to go for the boom or bust. They probably would have gone for some field goals if it was a tighter game. So Heritage left plenty of points on the board. Realistically, this is a bit of a closer game than the score suggests, but nonetheless, Woodford was the team today.
Yeah, and this is what definitely makes them a team, because they, you look back through the years, they don't lose back-to-back games in a row too often. And even last year, this year, before that loss, this was the fourth out of the last 5 seasons they started the season at least 3-0. They don't lose 2 games in a row too often, and we're seeing it here. And that's a sack there for Woodford. That is big number 88, Josiah McKee. We've seen him do the punting today. He gets himself on the stat sheet with a big sack. This will be about a 9-10 yard sack. Back up the Panthers to about the 12-yard line.
And yeah, like you said, that's the difference between good teams and great teams is their ability to bounce back. So give credit to Woodford. They don't lose back-to-back games often, and that's the difference between good and great.
So taking off now is Padala. Good chunks there, and he'll rifle his way all the way down to the 35. Extracurriculars after the play. Don't see this too often. When the referee throws his flag and needs another one, he throws the hat. So 2 penalty markers thrown by the same guy. We still see taunting back and forth by both sides. Or should I say talking, not taunting, excuse me. More flags.
I just hate to see that. The game's over. There's a minute left. It's just no point in that.
Woodford guys looking at each other like, what are we doing? The game is well over. Sometimes that's like the old saying, cool heads prevail. And you just, unfortunately, as much as it's hard to do because we've all been in those situations, you just have to walk away.
Especially when I feel like your temper rises a little bit more when you're losing. But if you're winning, maybe you can take solace in the fact that, hey, this guy might be ticking me off, but hey, we're winning. We won the game. Let's go home. Let's take a W back home. So I don't know. It's hard to let your feelings get the better of you, especially when you're up so big. You've had a great night. Just don't want to end it like this.
We've seen 1 ejection tonight for Heritage. We'll see if we see any more. We'll at least see, looks like we've got Panthers fighting against themselves.
I mean, what I wanted to say before the whole penalty situation was Padala, it's nice seeing him use his legs, use him as a dual threat quarterback. He's been doing a little bit of that today, but that was one of his best runs of the night, and that's kind of what makes him such a dangerous quarterback. So good to see him breaking off a big run here at the end.
Still waiting to see what the call is. Referees still talking to each other. And 47 seconds still left on the clock, 35-17. And I mean, it's again, you hate to see something like this at the end of what's been, again, scoreboard's been one of those things, but we've seen good things on tape on both sides, and you just don't want to have that sour taste in your mouth on either side. when that clock finally hits 0.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're Coach Johnson for Woodford, I mean, you're going to be calling those guys out because that's just unacceptable. You're up 3 scores. Just let it go. This game's over. Just let the clock run out. Don't commit some stupid penalties because now we're killing some time here. This game should presumably be over, but yeah, you got to have better discipline than that, especially at this point in the season. We're at week 5.
So we've got one unsportsmanlike on Heritage with an ejection. So 2 ejections for Heritage tonight. We had 2 unsportsmanlike conducts on Woodford. So ultimately, I think this is just going to end up in a 15-yard penalty because you've got 30 to 15 basically on penalties. So they'll put the ball at the Panther 49 after all it's said and done.
And also, if you're Coach Benson, it's 2 ejections. That can't happen. You got to discipline. Players got to be better, more disciplined, especially in a losing effort.
The clock will continue to run down to 30 seconds left to go. Heritage back to pass. New quarterback this time. It's deep and it's picked off by Christopher Reed Jr. That was a pass by Alexander Frayling. And it looks like the Yellow Jackets can all but kneel it down here. Take about 1 knee, about 18 seconds to go. It should be about all she wrote, but we do have to go through the process.
That's something like you said. There's a better game than the scoreboard tells. Unfortunately, scoreboard is all that matters at the end of the day. But if you're Heritage, take away some good things from this. And obviously, if you're Woodford, got to take away the fact that you won the game easily. Head home to Kentucky happy.
That is true. And, I mean, you love these road trips. I mean, you look at Woodford. They've gone down to California last year. They've got the opportunity to come to Florida. I mean, they were talking about earlier our producer director Octavius was talking to one of the coaches that was setting up their camera. I mean, to them, this is a short trip. I mean, which is funny because round trip it's going to be about 1,800 miles. But you think going to California from Kentucky, that's like all the way across the state. Oh, the state! Wow, all the way across the country. But geography was hard. I'm just saying. But that'll do it. 0s on the scoreboard. Final score: Woodford County defeats Heritage High School by a score of 35-17. Again, 5 games into the season, 4-1. All 5 they have not scored less than 31. And for the second straight season, Heritage High School will start the season 1-4. They started 1-0 this year, lost their last 4. But it's like we told Coach when we were talking to Coach Benson on the field. It's not about how you start, it's how you finish. And I think, he's already said they have a hard schedule anyway. But it's one of those things, if they can figure out a way to maybe run the table or win at least 4 out of their last 5 games, they're right back where they were last year in the first round of the playoffs. But a lot of good stuff we saw on film today, but a lot of stuff that was negative as well. But what are your final thoughts tonight? And we've seen a back-and-forth game between these 2 teams.
Final thoughts: Woodford, well-oiled machine, a team that's very connected, team that plays together. 30 points a game is no joke. And as for Heritage, a better showing than the last time we were here, but some of the same issues like penalties and just stalling out in the red zone plagued them again tonight. We'll see if they're able to adjust on that and build on it going into the second half of the season.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you guys for tuning in. Again, it's been Jeremy on cams, Octavius on the computer, producing and directing us. That's Brian Kelly. I'm Conrad Volch. Thank you for tuning in to Varsity Sports Nation YouTube, also from the Brevard Sports Network as well. We thank you for everybody making this whole thing possible, because without you guys, we're not us and we're not here to bring you the live action. Final score: Woodford County Yellow Jackets 35 and the Heritage High School Panthers 17. We'll see you at the next game on next Friday when we return on Varsity Sports Nation.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.